Hello everyone, welcome back to King of the Castle. Go ahead and give it a few minutes for people to get on in. We had a very successful couple runs after our first really poor one last time. At least successful for me, not so successful for you, the viewers, who may not have succeeded as much. It's time for Ragnarok. No, it's not. No, we don't want more Ragnarok. That's no fun. How's it going, Mad Martin? We'll go ahead and continue the game. Let it load in. So we got the Counts of the East, the Patricians of the Coast, the Chiefs of the North. And we'll go ahead and give it time for people to join in. Probably now sick from being out in the cold. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Howdy, Mr. Wolverine. How's it going? Time for viewers to ruin my kingdom. Or try to. Just limit Ragnarok to the north, all? That should keep them from trying to take over. I don't know if you can do that. And howdy, Tom Brown and Overlord Zorp. How's it going? I mean, Mr. Wolverine, are you in the game? Yeah, you're not my liege yet. Howdy, Super Alo, how's it going? I can't be your liege if you're not in the game. So anyone can join in with exclamation mark join, and then he, she, or they. If you own the game, you can choose the faction that you're in. You know, we don't want it to get overloaded. What do you think, Kalis and Bonary? How's it going? I appreciate that, Mr. Wolverine. You left at a good time last week. You still have a lot of money. Let's see what we got. Let's see. 2,600. Mad Martin has 900. Super Alo is new, so you have 1,000. Chemifox, howdy. 2,300 there. Overlord Zorp, 2,600. Yeah, doing pretty well for each other. Also running rampant around the kingdom still, yep. And howdy, not a rogue AI. It does carry over, yes. Even if you don't own the game, it will remember what you had if we continue the dynasty, which is pretty awesome. Like, they did a really good job of getting this Twitch interaction going. Yeah, even the fact that you died. Bonary is Bonary too. And Chemifox is Chemifox too. So we have Queen Vladena III of the Avatar Dynasty. Because the Counts won the first time. And then after that, it was all me, baby. All me. Should buy the game so you can get rid of some of those extraneous horns, though. So the one downside is that I think that if you buy the game, it will keep this for this dynasty. I would have to start a new dynasty, and then you could use your customizations, because I haven't gotten my customizations in Kiko's game. And he's been keeping his stuff, and I hadn't changed up my customizations when until he started playing it. Howdy, Zappa, how's it going? There you go. You are now in the Counts with 1,000 monies. Give it a few more minutes for people to join in. 1,000 monies, indeed. And if you install the browser plugin, you'll have a little tab in the corner of the stream window that'll allow you to actually see what, how much money you have, what your current faction goal is. It's pretty cool. You want to past participle not count? Too bad. Howdy, Isovan, how's it going? Isovan there with 1,500. Going for a skull flag there. You're supposed to be in bed, and you will be soon enough. Well, what's bed if not something that you push off to do later? So on the right side of the browser window, the stream window, it should have the option of installing it. That's what I recall from when I was when I've been watching it. About to enjoy a cheese, ham, and salami sandwich. Nice. Mmm, tasty. So we'll give it a couple more minutes for people to join in. Oh, I have a dentist appointment next week. The widget on the left will tell you about the widget on the right, basically, until you install the extension, yeah. So we are finally getting some snow here, I'm happy to report. And Ab Cody into the patricians. So the patricians are very powerful right now. Ab Cody with 1,200. The chiefs and the counts only have 2, and the patricians have 4. Because it does remember which side you're on, so it can definitely get unbalanced that way. So if you're a viewer and you haven't joined in, join in and help out. Are you a count up or a count down? Probably not a count. Well, you are 2 counts down right now. You hope for snow tonight so you can not go to work? That's always a nice thing. Snow days are a nice thing. So remember, you can join in and participate and try to ruin my kingdom by !join, followed by he, she, or they, your preferred pronoun. And even once we get in, at any point, you can join in. So there's no requirement to join right at this moment. I would like to get at least one more in each, because it's snowing. It's actually snowing right now. It's 26 degrees Fahrenheit out. Ruin us? We would never do that. Yeah. There we go. Fear in there. With a 1,000 for the Chiefs of the North. I did get my wish for snow. You like 26C better? That sounds not pleasant, actually. Enjoying the -4 Fahrenheit over there. Wow. How much accumulation? Right now, it's just a dusting. I mean, maybe it's 1/4 of an inch. The real snow, it wasn't even supposed to start snowing yet. So the real snow will be coming tonight. Actually, it probably is ramping up right about now. Let me see what the weather says. Yeah, ramping up about now. So we'll see. I mean, we're only expecting like 1.5 inches or so at the most. So it's not like a big amount. All right, well, let's go ahead and begin. And remember, anyone can join in as we progress. I love this picture right here. It's so good. That's why I used it as the thumbnail. Okay, so Queen Vladena III Last time we maxed out trade in all of the regions, and we also just absolutely destroyed faith. 002. We have a 10-10-10 trade, 677 farming, 446 military, a 002 faith, and right now flat 2s on defiance, 6 authority, 6 stability, and 8,500 monies. Pretty nice. Who needs religion when we have awesome cults? Go bees! Go krakens! Denmark has gotten a king yesterday instead of his mother? Oh, you got a, I had not heard about that. Oh, no, I did hear about the abdication, yeah. Huh. It is the year 1000, yeah. There is achievement for maintaining the same, like, dynasty through, like, 200 in-game years. Alright, and our nobles, we have 3 chiefs, 2 counts, 4 patricians, so remember, join in and you can have a say in what happens. So, let's go ahead and have our coronation. Your Majesty, it was an honor to serve your mother, but now it's your time to wear the crown. As is tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. Well, let's get this over with. Time to throw the queen in the river. Shall we call the nobles in? Alright, so I have a veto and I have a monarch's vote. Host a lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine. Proceed with a religious ceremony that honors the 9th god. Throw the queen in the river. Outdated traditions. There's no need for a coronation at all. Well, you know what? We got money, so I'm gonna do the monarch's vote. I would like a lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine. So let's go. What do you viewers want? Exclamation mark vote A, B, C, or D to choose what you want. Yep, going to throw me in the river. Wanted to throw me in the river, of course. It is tradition, I suppose. Alright. I guess I'm getting tossed in the river. Voting is closed. 4 nobles voted for throw the queen into the river. It is decided the queen will be thrown in the river. So stability is now steady, up to 7. Authority is now credible, down to 5. It's not a very deep river, but you wonder if that changes. I don't think it does. And so it begins. Let me get changed out of my nice robes. The nobles pick you up and carry you out to the Treadwater River, hurling you into the shallow water with a cheer. When you climb back up the bank, soaking wet, the Chancellor steps forward and places the crown upon your head. Is it your imagination, or are some of the nobles stifling giggles? Oh, I feel like you're not even stifling them. What a shallow tradition. Alright. Council introduction. Let's get introduced to the council. Now that you're the queen, your first duty is to meet with the Council of Nobles. Alright, let's introduce myself to the chiefs of the north. Chief Bonary II. Good luck in the days ahead, your highness. You'll need it dealing with us lot. Introduce yourself to the counts of the east. An honor to finally make your acquaintance, your grace. I was dismayed to hear of your mother's passing. And introduce ourselves to the patricians of the coast. Noble patrician overlord Zorp. A pleasure, your esteemed highness. I hope to see our kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign. And with that, the introductions are done. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices as the nobles argue. Of course. Of course. Did I just hear someone say pickles? Toss him in the dungeon. Is this what your mother fought so hard for? All right, and the path to victory. Your Majesty, you have some big boots to fill, and with your mother out of the picture, the nobles will be looking for any opportunity to replace you. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? As a conqueror, ghoul military. I mean, 446 is not actually that bad. As a peacekeeper, ghoul stability. As the greatest queen who ever lived, ghoul authority. As a mother of a nation, ghoul farming. As the architect of a new golden age, trade. I mean, that would be easy to go for. Or as a saint, ghoul faith. You know what? You know what? Let's try for it. As a conqueror, ghoul military. A warrior queen is sure to be remembered fondly, if she wins more battles than she loses. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's overall military as much as possible. War queen. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. Alright, let's go ahead and end the season of spring. Time to get rebellious once your military is up to bit? No, no. Mikor of the Super Alo dynasty, a powerful Eastern orator, leans delicately on a podium, whispering carefully. My fellow counts, in ancient times, the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false Queen Vladena III wears the crown. Alright, so, counts. All two of you, Super Alo and Zappa. Do you want sorcery, raise authority, ascension, lower own faith, or possession, lower own defiance? Vote for the one that you want to go for. Exclamation mark, vote A, B, or C. I'll give you guys, oh no. See, now we need someone to join in to break this deadlock. I don't think I can continue until, well, let me see what happens. No, it says I can continue it. Alright. I guess it chooses randomly. Possession, lower own defiance. If there's a tie, I guess it chooses randomly. Alright. The Counts plan to summon a demon to possess the Queen, putting her totally under their control. First, they must lull the Queen into a false sense of security. Counts for coin flips, yep. To advance their scheme, the Counts must lower their defiance to 4 or less in 2 seasons. So I gotta bump up your defiance. Alright, good to know. You currently are low enough to get that. Justine of the Chemifox family, notorious coastal prodigy, scribbles with a well-used quill on a hardwood desk, speaking calmly. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of Queen Vladena III. Something must be done. Howdy, Canadian Dragon. How's it going? Alright, so, for those in the patricians... subterfuge, lower stability, uprising, raise treasury, or conspiracy, lower treasury. So there's 4 of you guys. I'm doing well. I am doing well. But not too much to force a rebellion is. Well, I mean, like, you don't have to rebel either. Alright, going for raise treasury. Alright, voting has closed. Uprising. Ghoul raised treasury. 3 nobles voted for it. The patricians plan to incite a peasant uprising to overthrow the queen before swooping in to steal the throne for themselves. To advance their scheme, the patricians must raise the treasury to 2,000 or more in 2 seasons. Looks like I gotta blow some cash. Alright, and the Chiefs of the North. Gunhild of the Fear 25 clan, charismatic northern hero, stands precariously on a longhouse crossbeam, droning as if in a trance. Chiefs of the North, we all know I should be on the throne, not this imposter Queen Vladena III. How do we make that happen? Alright, Intimidation, raise stability. Prophecy, raise authority. Or Hornblower, lower all faith. The imposter was your last plan. It failed. Yep. Curse you, little Debbie. Alright, there are 3 of you. Alright, you're going for raise authority. Alright. So no Ragnarok for you guys. Howdy, Shadow Mousy. How's it going? The chiefs plan to realize an ancient northern prophecy. Before the new queen rises, the kingdom will be ruled by a mad tyrant. To advance their scheme, the chiefs must raise authority to 5 or more in 2 seasons. Okie dokie. Alright, well. Let's see what we can do to defeat some of this. We raise authority, we scupper the counts. Well, we'll see about that. Alright. I can get a new law. Anonymous voting. Monarch's Iron Choice. If chosen, gain 1 authority. That's pretty good. Reverse voting. I think I will adopt Iron Choice. There we go. Looking forward to overthrow the throne or die trying again. Alright, Avalanche, the Honor Guard, and an Invitation. Well, let's go to the Honor Guard first. Let's get our Honor Guard. As is tradition, each region offers a selection of elite guards. The chiefs with their most famous warrior heroes, the counts with the knights of the Order of the Drowned Rose, and the patricians offer their greatest gladiators, champions of the arena. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to coin above all. Alright. Well, tell me about the Northern Warriors. Bearded oafs with axes and no manners. They'll get drunk and cause trouble in the palace. No discipline at all, and I can't guarantee they won't run off on some random quest. But they're honorable and in a fight unbeatable. Alright, tell me about the Eastern Knights. The Order of the Drowned Rose are highly respectable. They'll understand palace etiquette, but it's been years since they fought an actual battle. They mostly write poems these days. Alright, and the Coastal Gladiators. A gang of low-born crooks who've turned themselves into celebrities through their skill at chopping other people to bits. They're vain and selfish. Their skill in battle is undeniable, but can you trust them? And what foreign mercenaries do you suggest? Yeah, the Knights of the Rose did sort out their issues. They resolved the plagiarism charges. Turns out that it was just some patrician who just wanted the head of the order taken out, removed from office. What foreign mercenaries do you suggest? A band of fearsome fighters from the Tatterlands called the Battle-Bitten Brethren. They specialize in bodyguard work, but they're costly, and hiring foreigners will betray a lack of confidence in our kingdom's fighters. Alright, let's see. I need, at least 5. I await your verdict with bated breath, Your Majesty. Alright, so, if I choose the foreign mercenaries, authority will go down, so will treasury. That's good. Alternately, I could bump up Defiance, but I think I have other ways to do that. I think we'll hire the foreign mercenaries. Yeah. Turn it in, hit too many false positives, yeah. Treasury is now 7,500. Authority is now dubious. I will make the arrangements at once. The battle-bitten brethren arrive a few weeks later. You've never seen such a gang of huge, unpleasant-looking cutthroats, sneering and smirking and cleaning their fingernails with daggers. Your fears are assuaged by their commander, a gray-haired man who calmly explains the service they provide. As long as the coin doesn't run out, they'll sacrifice themselves to the last man on your behalf. Alright. And there's an avalanche again. Chief Shadow Mousy II. A devastating avalanche has buried a mountain village within my domain. There were few survivors. I suppose the kingdom should lend a helping hand. A tragedy, but there's nothing we can do. Yeah, I suppose the kingdom should lend a helping hand. Just throw money at your problems. I'm always a fan of that. The other nobles are under no obligation to help the North, but surely they will vote with compassion. Surely they will. So we can send financial aid. That will get their defiance down. Treasury will go down. Some wealth will go up. Instruct the Archbishop to lead a memorial for those lost. Faith would go down. Defiance will go up. There is nothing to be done. Well, monarch's vote. Let's send financial aid. Alright, go ahead and vote, everyone. Ah, good. Sending financial aid. My loyal vassals, doing what's right with compassion. I'm proud of you all. So proud of you all. Except for those of you voting for Faith again. Spockamania, subscribe to Tier 1 for 22 months. Thank you very much. Been craving a new XCOM with the Fire Axis drought of the past 7 years, so you picked up going through my XCOM file series. Been both amused and relaxed each night, so thank you as always. Here's hoping XCOM may return one day. Oh yeah. Classic XCOM will definitely return one day. That is always fun. 8 nobles and the monarch voted for send financial aid. Thank you very much for the resubscription. I really do appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Your funds go toward resettling the survivors in neighboring villages, with enough gold to see them through the winter. Alright, the North's defiance is now cordial, and the treasury is now 6,300. Well, that's less likely for me to play for Axis XCOM, because I'm not a fan of how that plays. And Chief Shadow Mousy II skims a little off the top, of course, for her trouble. Shadow Mousy! It's terrible. Skimming. How could you? How could you? And don't forget, even though we're already in the game, you can still join by type join followed by your pronoun, he, she, or they. Because we do still have a more powerful patrician than the counts. The counts are still lacking in one. Sorry, you already forgot. Dang it! Chief Mad Martin. Your Majesty, this year we will be holding the winter feast in my clan hall. It would be an honor if you could attend. I don't know if I trust you, Mad Martin. I don't know if I trust you. I mean, Bonary, it's possible. It's still XCOM. I don't know anything about 40k, though. The winter feast? What's that? Very sorry, but I must decline. Yeah, let's ask what that is. Vladena III has not participated. 10 days of drinking, eating, fighting, competing, drinking, singing, stamping, drinking, and drinking, Your Majesty. All will take place at the coldest time of the year, as the snows bury us in, but you won't need to wrap up warm. That's what the whiskey is for. I look forward to it. I can't wait. Winterfeast is a special time of year. You'll see. Alright. Let's go ahead and end the summer season. Okay. Nobles, you can use your personal wealth to bid on buildings, and only the 2 highest funded will be built. Use the command !fund XY, where X is the character code and Y is the amount that you're pledging. So if you want the Thieves Guild, you can !fund B and 500. You can see your monies over here, or if you have the plug-in. You gotta wait until I actually hit start auction. So we have a monument, which will increase authority. Thieves Guild, which will decrease trade in the Chief's land. A deer park, which will decrease farming in the counts. A library, which will increase stability. The cathedral, which will increase faith in the patricians. And the fortress, which will increase military in the patricians. So go ahead and start the auction. What do you want? Howdy, Farsight. How's it going? Still has no coins from last time. So get your funding in. Decide what you want. Farsight coming in with the most money there. Going for that authority up. I'm shocked, guys. I'm shocked. You'd want that authority up. And I appreciate that. Going for the fortress to get me some more military. Hey, you're welcome, Mr. Wolverine. Doing good? Excellent, Farsight. Glad to hear it. Alright. Oh, no. The deer park. Why do you want to decrease farming? Ah, it's terrible. Could have gotten some more military. We need that. Alright. Chemifox decided to just fund that deer park yourself there. Alright. Got that monument. So authorities back up for the chiefs. Cloud. Alright. Well, let's find a spouse. The deer demand entertainment. We shudder at the thought of displeasing them. I guess that's fair. That could be the third cult. Preserving nature is important. Can't fault anyone for protecting that. But military. Your Majesty, it's important you find a spouse sooner rather than later. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference? Men, women, or do you not mind? Any is fine. Well, thank you, Your Majesty. I'll send out messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. Alright, we have a curious discovery here. Also, I think if we zoom in a little bit more, we can see... Can we see cities? I thought we could see city names. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Oh. Curious discovery. Chief Shadow Mousy II. Your Majesty will recall the devastating avalanche that struck the north. I won't lie, I don't know what you're talking about. It buried a whole village. Really? No recollection? The avalanche uncovered an ancient stone door embedded in the mountainside. We suspected maybe one of our ancestors' tombs. Some locals pried open the door and investigated within. They did not return. Ooh. So, do we want to send a group of renowned northern warriors to explore the ruins? Do we want to send a team of scholars from Quail University? Or do we want to order the tomb shut back up? Yeah, I'm gonna do a monarch's vote for B. And go ahead and get your vote in. Howdy, PGW Chaos. At least the avalanche doesn't reveal human-shaped fissures in the hillside. They're kind of Vikings-ish. Kind of. Right, team of scholars from Quail University is getting the majority there. A couple people going for Defiance there. All right. Voting has closed. 6 nobles and the monarch voted to send a team of scholars from Quail University. A team of scholars are sent forth to investigate, accompanied by a few officers of the watch to ensure their safety. You hope to hear back from them soon. Alright. Nothing down there in the coast. We have an escaped experiment. Yeah, everything will be fine. What's the worst that could happen? Apparently something has escaped from the cellars of Count Spockamania's castle. I've asked for an eyewitness report from a local. Spockamania, what are you doing? That's terrible.
Hello, Your Majesty. It was a right unholy sight. A monster stitched together from parts dug up from the village cemetery. I recognize my Aunt Edna's earlobes.
Spockamania? Spockamania's monster. Jeez, just gonna have a crazed monster running around. Howdy, Dr. Guess Who? How's it going? Experimentation for the ultimate ham is all? Alright, I'll give you a pass. I'll give you a pass for that. Did it hurt anyone? Bring me Count Spockamania, an abomination. Did it hurt anyone?
No, it just seemed confused. Kept asking for its father.
This creature is my life's work, Your Grace, and my son! I don't know, I thought you said something about ham. Now I'm a little suspicious. His escape was regrettable. He just wanted to see the village up close. Rest assured, I have chained him up far more securely in my dungeon to ensure this won't happen again. It's too late for that, Count. You and your unholy creation must be burned. It is the only way to cleanse the world of your evil. So, do we burn both Spockamania and his monster? That will increase defiance. That will increase faith. And that'll increase stability. Do we burn the monster but let the Count live? That will increase defiance, increase faith, but decrease stability. The monster may live as long as it stays imprisoned. Decreases defiance and stability and faith and authority. Or free the monster! 70% chance, it's better than a coin flip. I am going to veto... The monster may live as long as it stays imprisoned. So we're either going to a pyre party, or we're just going full on free the monster. Go ahead and vote. What do we get? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I'm not sure if this is what liberalism means. Freeing monsters. Spockamania just got here. Let's not light him on fire yet. Well, I mean, you know. He's harmless, clearly. It's true. He hasn't hurt anyone yet. All right, voting is closed. We're freeing the monster. 11 nobles voted for free the monster. No, Your Highness, the boy's not ready for freedom. This will end in disaster. You've been around the block a few times. You know this Twitch chat. The council would free this unholy monstrosity and allow its twisted creator to go unpunished? What kind of message does this send? Faith can't go any lower, so it doesn't matter. Everyone's like, meh. You're all mad. You'll see. Doom will come to the east. Doom. Luckily, the High Inquisitor's prophecy proves nonsense. Stability challenge succeeded. Howdy, Zuizagond. How's it going? The so-called abomination turns out to be a gentle fellow with a green thumb and a fondness for puppies. Aww. Soon enough, he's won over the villagers who allow their children to go on piggyback rides with him. Aww. Kingdom stability is now peaceful. Nice. Bumped up, too. See? Completely harmless. You're welcome. You're the one who had him chained up. He spends most of his time in the fields, growing flowers and vegetables for the community. Spockamania couldn't be more proud. Farming is now abundant, from 6 to 8, and Defiance is now cordial, down to 1. Dang it! That's the one thing I didn't want. Terrible. Alright. Unfortunately, we have not been able to prevent any of these first tiers. We still have more patricians than everyone else now, though. Alright, let's go ahead and end the season. Hidden in a labyrinth beneath an eastern castle, a pair of counts meet to speak of their schemes against the queen. Queen Vladena III trusts us counts more and more. I literally went against what you wanted for the monster, though. Yesterday we met for an afternoon tea, and she even said she'd invest in our beekeepers. Well, I mean, of course I would invest in your beekeepers. Bees! Always bees! Farming is now rampant. Unfortunately, even if the queen trusts us, the archbishop doesn't. For the next stage of their scheme, the counts must lower their faith to 4 or less in 4 seasons. Oh, poop. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Far to the north, where the snows blanket the landscape and wolves howl in the night, the chiefs uncover an ancient prophecy foretelling the rise of a tyrant queen and the warrior who will overthrow her. A congregation of God-speakers huddle around the tablets, detailing the supposedly ancient story, whispering excitedly. Praise Morgana, the tablets are genuine! Then the gods are good, and we are blessed. Gunhild will be our queen. All hail the Lord Render. Sorry, had to cough. This is moving to the second stage. Cheers circle the clan hall. A mug of ale is tipped over Gunhild's head. The influence of the old gods is spreading. We must ensure we keep the old ways of the North alive, and surely Morgana will bless us with the power to crown Gunhild. For the next stage of the chief's scheme, they must lower their faith to 4 or less in 4 seasons. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Discontent on the rise. Across the kingdom, discontent with the queen is rising. Everyone knew she was better off, but until now it hadn't occurred to most people just how much better off. Now the peasants are asking all sorts of troublesome questions about their benevolent overlord, and as everyone knows, once a question has been asked, it can't be unasked. Hidden deep in the spider's web of alleys crisscrossing the Lassus is an old tavern. Somewhere in its hazy back rooms are a number of patricians who have met to celebrate their recent success. The laborers are getting rowdy, and it's all thanks to us. Now that they know how much wealth the queen's hiding, they're itching to get rid of her. I was even able to get away with levying a little extra tax this year, and even that I blamed on the queen. Isn't it lovely having a scapegoat? Some patricians' wealth has increased. Yes, now it's time to incite some real chaos. Show them that Queen Vladena III is not only greedy, she's utterly incompetent, too. For the next stage of their scheme, the patricians must lower stability to 4 or less in 4 seasons. Phew! Oh... Finally. Finally one that's not basically an auto success. Well, you know what? My treasury doesn't matter anymore. You guys are all getting taxed. You're all getting taxed. All of you. That is just rude. Give me that cash. It's my cash now. I mean, that's what you get. Oh, yes, tick everyone off. That always ends well. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. The Scholar's Return, eligible options, and a Winter Feast. Alright, eligible options. I have found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely. You'll be securing a powerful alliance. What if I don't want to marry any of them? That's a decision that can wait until after you've seen them, isn't it? The Chancellor leads you to the Great Hall, where they've arranged 3 portraits on easels. For now, each is covered by a cloth. Alright then, let's see the eligible candidates. They whisk away the cloth from the first portrait. This is Skuld, firstborn son of Northern Dr. Guess-Who clan. Handsome, isn't he? Apparently he's also exceptionally well-mannered and agreeable for a Northerner. Even among the Northerners, he's made something of a name for himself as a fearsome warrior. Had a bit of controversy a while back when his clan hall burned down. He was to blame somehow. I can see the appeal, I suppose. This is Xenia, the eldest daughter of the Eastern PGW Chaos Dynasty. Forgive the snooty expression. I'm sure that's caused by an errant brushstroke. Spends most of her time indoors poring over musty tomes. She got in some trouble with the Inquisition a while ago, but it didn't come to anything. She's an intriguing candidate. And finally, from the coast, we have Rhoda, the wealthy heiress to noble patrician Yuzudu's estate. She's got a reputation for honesty and fair-mindedness. That's rare along the coast. Her interests are typical of the coast, money, 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 and making more of it. And she's scarily good at it. Could be worse. It could be a lot better. What do you think? Of course, by picking a candidate, you'll anger the other regions, but you'll gain a lifelong alliance. I've made my decision. I refuse to marry any of them. Without a marriage, you are alone. No alliance and no support, not to mention an insult to the most powerful families in the kingdom. What possible reason could you have for choosing not to marry? I want to live a life of chastity in honor of the ninth god. Yes! Yes! Get some faith up! I mean, I still have a long ways to go. I still have a long ways to go. But hey, it's got to start somewhere, right? I'm sure the church will be very pleased with your show of devotion, but the nobles won't. They'll see it as an abandonment of your duty. Good luck in the days ahead. You'll need it. Ready to kingle. You chose to remain single throughout your reign. Alright. So, stability is down to 8, but, defiance bumped up a little bit. A little bit. This kingdom is too stable. I mean, you guys have to get it down to 4. I have some leeway there. Oh, I'll be able to get a, I'll be able to choose a cousin. Winter Feast. After weeks of leading your baggage train along the perilous mountain roads, you finally arrive at the snow-swept clan hall of Chief Mad Martin 8. Mad Martin, you better have some ham for me. The hall is crammed with all the chiefs of the north, sitting cheek to cheek along tables groaning under the weight of food and ale. Shorten a leg, it must be unstable. Welcome, your majesty, to my humble hall. Take a seat, grab a drink. It is customary at Winterfeast to exchange gifts with the host. What did you bring? A casket overflowing with sapphires. Can decrease some defiance, increase trade, an axe with an emerald-encrusted shaft, a champion warhorse, some fine silk pajamas, or nothing. How about an axe with an emerald-encrusted shaft? Trade is getting a bit low being a 10. Yeah, so I don't really need that one. I don't really need that one. What extraordinary craftsmanship. Useless as a flagon full of seawater, of course, but it certainly looks pretty. I'll make sure all the chiefs know of your generosity. Alright, Defiance is down a little bit. Alright, Chief Mad Martin's wealth has increased, and my treasury has gone down a little bit. After that, the feast lasts long into the night. The fires roar, the bards sing songs of the old days, and a lake of ale is consumed. A couple of hours in, you are a little merry. As Winterfeast draws on, the snow piles up outside the doors, the mood in the hall turns raucous. Your memory is blotchy, but you distinctly recall getting into a fight, taking part in a contest, leading the entire hall in song. Let's take part in a contest. Paid for with your taxes, that's true. Yeah, that's true. At Winterfeast, the chiefs challenge each other to various games. You soon find yourself facing Farron in a game of chess, an axe-throwing contest, or an eating competition. Well, Farron, let's have a game of chess. It's most definitely not a game against death, don't worry. It's a long and hard-fought game, but your mind is fogged by alcohol, and you make some foolish blunders. Farron is gracious in victory. Oh, my challenge failed. Congratulations on winning the chess. The next morning, the chiefs are scattered around the hall, groaning and nursing their hangovers. Your own hangover isn't too bad, but the thought of the voyage home makes you wince. You bid farewell to the chiefs and begin the long, perilous journey back to the capital. Dang it. Alright, the scholars have returned, though. If you had to pick a game against death, it would be Battleship or Twister. Chief Shadowmousy II. Bizarre news from the tomb in the north, Your Majesty. The scholars of Quail University have finished their excavation. Inside, they made contact with an army of warriors made entirely from ice. The frozen soldiers declared their loyalty to King Bjarnulf and asked to be taken to him. Is this a joke? No, Your Majesty, I'm as baffled as you are. King Bjarnulf died 400 years ago. He was a king back when the North was independent. The Ice Warriors have trouble understanding this, though. What do you suggest? King Bjarnulf is interred in the Hall of Heroes in Wintergate. We could take them to see his skeleton. Perhaps that will persuade them he's dead. Count Canadian Dragon. A foolish idea. We should break them apart and try to work out the magic that powers them. I did not ask you, Easterner. Okay, so we can take the Ice Warriors to see King Bjarnulf's skeleton. That will decrease farming. Order your scholars to take them apart to see how they work. Military will go down, and authority will go down. So I don't really want that one. Seal them in the tomb for good, or tell them the current monarch is King Bjarnulf. D seems amusing. D also seems extraordinarily dangerous. I'm gonna veto that one. D for danger. Oh yeah, I like the idea of A. So let's go for the vote. My preference is A. What do you all want? Losing military is bad, remember. Losing military is bad. So you guys should vote for A. Definitely vote for A. Vote for A. Vote for A. Man, I wish I had golden choice. I guess we're gonna order the scholars to take them apart. Look, it's not me, chiefs. Don't look at me. 8 nobles voted for. Order your scholars to take them apart and see how they work. When your soldiers tried to take one of the Ice Warriors captive, the other Icelings drew their swords and attacked. Authority is now dubious and military is now inadequate. Like, that hasn't helped anyone, guys. Jeez. The result was a bloody massacre. The Ice Warriors have proven formidable opponents, and Quail University is mourning the loss of its finest archaeologists. The Frozen Army has now taken over a nearby mountain fortress and declared themselves an independent fiefdom, still loyal to a dead king. See, guys? See? See? This is what you wrought. This is what you wrought. Alright, let's end the season. You would have voted D? I know you would have. Ooh, alright. Well, I am definitely taking Golden Choice. And I will get rid of Monarch Stone. Now they give it to me, though. Now they give it to me. Alright, so we have the Ice Fortress, a ghoulish problem, and putting on a show. Let's go put on a show first. Lord Patrician Farsight III II. Your Serene Highness, I have the most wonderful solution to all that excess gold cluttering your treasury. I'm suspicious, Farsight. I like my gold. We should put on a mock sea battle in the coastal arena. For too long, we've put up with gladiators fighting to the death on dry land. Boring. That sounds expensive. How would that work? Wouldn't a lot of people drown? How would that work? We waterproof the arena and fill it with seawater. And then we crew a few custom-built ships with our most expendable gladiators and have them duke it out before a screaming crowd. Alright, hold the mock sea battle in the arena. It's a lot of money loss. As a cheaper alternative, hold the event at sea. Forbid the arena from experimenting with naval combat. Well, I think I'm going to do Monarch's Iron Choice on hold the mock sea battle in the arena. We got the money. I would definitely like the increase in military, so that's my choice. Vote for A. Vote for A, people. You know you want to. A increases military. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. And look, I'm spending money. I'm spending money to increase trade. Guys, isn't this wonderful? Isn't this wonderful? You must protect the treasury. Well, wow. I'm surprised at this and how this went. All right. Voting has closed. 10 nobles voted for as a cheaper alternative. Hold the event at sea. I suppose it's a little impractical to waterproof the entire arena. I'll make the arrangements to hold the mock battle at sea. Yes, but we also could have gotten more military. A few weeks later, the show was held just offshore with audience members jammed into a few overcrowded cargo ships. It starts off well enough, with the gladiators' ships circling each other and firing specially made mini-cannons. Unfortunately, in a particularly exciting moment, a gladiator captain swinging on a rope, cutlass between her teeth, the crowd rushes forward to get a better look and tips their boat over. Dozens of people drown, including many of the best artisans in the coast, and Lord Patrician Farsight II sinks to his doom, weighed down by his gold and silver jewelry. Rip indeed. Well, trade is now down to 9. The common folk whisper that the disastrous sea battle was a huge waste of money and shows that you have no control over your spending. Well, Farsight III has now joined the council. Farsight III, yep. Authority is now ineffective as well. Oh, was he? Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, he is very wealthy. Farron is the most wealthy. Look at that. What have you been raiding, Farron? What have you been raiding? Alright, a ghoulish problem. Your Majesty, we are having terrible problems in the East. The people have lost faith in the Ninth God, and churches are being left to crumble. But without priests to perform the rites, the dead are rising as ghouls from their abandoned crypts. There have been 9 attacks in the last week alone. The dead are rising! The dead are rising! Calm down, your majesty. For now, the incidents are confined to the east. Surprisingly. Maybe the northerners are just cutting down the dead. Or maybe you have, they're having, you know, funeral pyres, and then there's no dead to rise. We must remind the Eastern folk that they are lost without the Ninth God to protect them, especially once they've passed. Alright, send more priests to the east. That does increase defiance, but it increases faith. Cremate bodies in the east instead of burying them. Decreases faith, increases stability, decreases authority. Employ the ghouls as a source of cheap labor. That's a 100% trade option. I don't know how often we're going to have that. Hire adventurers to eradicate the ghouls. Okay, I'm going to veto cremate the bodies in the east instead of burying them. A is my preferred one, but D's not bad. I'm curious what that's going to be like. Yeah, I'm not surprised about employing the ghouls as a source of cheap labor. I hope this doesn't decrease faith, either. But I suspect it will. Well, that was kind of an obvious one. That was kind of an obvious one. Voting has closed. 11 nobles voted for employ the ghouls as a source of cheap labor. The most ingenious Eastern merchants set their minds to finding a use for the walking, snarling, biting dead. It proves difficult to teach them shoemaking, and embroidery is a complete non-starter. But we did succeed at the trade challenge. In the end, the best use of ghouls turns out to be chaining them inside a giant wheel and using them to power a mill. They're slow, but tireless. Who cares if a few farmers get bitten once in a while? Stability has gone up, trade can't go up any further, and farming is now cornucopia. Wonder if that's a reference to Shaun of the Dead? It could be. Of course, the Archbishop decries it as an abomination and offense to the Ninth, but he says the same thing about tea on Wednesdays. And faith is now heathen. Dang it. Dang it. Oh well. Alright, the Ice Fortress. Chief Shadow Mousy II. The Ice Warriors in the north have occupied an old ruined castle. They're rebuilding it and declaring themselves an independent fiefdom, still loyal to the long-dead King Bjarnolf. Who needs faith when you have farming and trade? Well, faith could be good too. Preferably faith and bees, but unfortunately that's not what faith means in this game. We cannot let this stand. They're a threat that must be dealt with. So, send a diplomatic envoy to the Ice Warriors. Deliver them the crumbling skeleton of King Bjarnolf. Send the northern army to wipe them out, which will decrease military. Do nothing, 50% chance. Coin flip. Deliver them the crumbling skeleton of King Bjarnolf. I was hoping for something better, but let's see what happens. So, Monarch's golden choice, choosing B gets you cash. And who doesn't like cash? Do you like cash? Sure, we all do. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. Almost everyone voted, and almost everyone did vote for that one. Don't question it. It comes from the ether. I'll make the arrangements for Bjarnolf's skeleton to be delivered to the Ice Warriors' fortress. Wait, King Bjarnulf was one of the greatest kings of the north, and his ancestor spirit will be furious if his body is removed from its rightful place in the Hall of Heroes. You can't do this. Deal with it. Put on my sunglasses. Howdy, watching the sky. It takes some time for King Bjarnulf's moldering skeleton to make the perilous journey from the Hall of Heroes to the Ice Warriors' secluded mountaintop fortress. You hear reports that when the Ice Warriors gazed upon their dead creator, they let loose an eerie, otherworldly howl. For 100 miles around, the crops rotted in their fields, and the birds fell from the sky. But stability is now serene. Watching the sky, if you do !join followed by he, she, or they for your pronoun, you will be able to then, depending on what group you're in, which you'll probably be put into the counts, you will then be able to vote yes. Defiance is now grumbling. Farming is now fertile in the north. After that, realizing that their creator had been dead for centuries, they shattered into thousands of razor-sharp pieces. Well, it's resolved. Howdy, Zero Zarase. How's it going? Let's go ahead and end the season. Alright, Monarch currently has no heir, yep. And we're, everyone has gotten up to level 2. Okay, put the dead guy back, quickly. Alright, dissent at the arena, a fishy wedding, and a clairvoyant visit. It's going fairly well. Unfortunately, everyone very quickly got to level tier 2 of their goal, and right now, the counts and the chiefs both need to keep their faith at 4 or less. It's bad. It's a bad time. It's a bad time. Well, there's some dissent at the arena, so let's go take care of that. A coastal gladiator named Onyx has become remarkably popular in the arena. Yes, I heard he threw a whole ox across the stadium. He's throwing even bigger words around these days. In his last match, he donned a crown and claimed he would be a better monarch than you would ever be. Oh, well, We're gonna have to resolve him, then. It's all a joke for now, but it's still seditious. And he has a significant following. He, or the other gladiators, or even the patricians at large, may decide to take this further. Lord Patrician, the Kawaii Bells? Depths below. Since when does the Queen have a say in what happens in our own arenas? Onyx needs to rein in his behavior. I'm happy that Onyx is comfortable to speak freely. This gladiator will be stamped out if I have anything to say about it. Yeah, actually, you know, if Onyx wants to speak, that's fine. I don't care. Whatever. The Kawaii Bells looks surprised and nods approvingly despite himself. But it all comes down to the Council's decision. Alright. Leave Onyx to fight however he pleases. Lord Patrician the Kawaii Bells shall fight Onyx in the ring to discredit him. The Queen will watch Onyx next bout and intimidate him into silence, or arrange an accident for Onyx. Well, you know what? We got a 100% chance, so leave Onyx to fight however he pleases. 100% stability chance. That's no coin flip at all. So let's go ahead and let Onyx fight however he pleases. If he wants to claim that he'd be a better monarch, it's fine. He's clearly wrong, of course, with someone as wonderful as Queen Vladena III on the throne. I don't see a need to send a patrician to their death either. Nice. Voting A means you gain stuff. Can't allow that. Why, who knows what I gain? Leave Onyx to fight however he pleases. Over the coming weeks, Onyx continues his flamboyant battles, but this time he praises you for your bravery in allowing his critique to stand. Authority is now dubious. Defiance is now grumbling. Stability challenge succeeded. Nice. After winning the season's championship, he announces his retirement to an extravagant beachside villa. The arena quietens down, ready for the next batch of gladiators to rise. Okay. Actually, there wasn't really a whole lot that came from that, but... A fishy wedding. Glad you didn't have to fight? Yeah, I know. Your Majesty, the Archduke of Saul has invited you to his forthcoming wedding. Your attendance would help shore up relations between our two great nations. Depths below. Great nation, the Isle of Saul is nothing more than a nest of pirates and cutthroats. And I heard it isn't even it isn't a proper marriage anyway. The Archduke is marrying a fish. Well, I mean, if the fish can agree to the marriage, I don't see a problem here. The groom is a Finfolk, one of the denizens of the sea, perfectly sapient and actually amphibious. Well, the church doesn't agree with a man marrying a fish. We mustn't legitimize this farce by allowing the queen to attend. Oh, Condemn the wedding and sever diplomatic ties with the Isle of Saul. The queen will not attend, but will send her warm regards. Or, of course the queen should attend the wedding. Of course the queen should attend the wedding. Monarch's golden choice. You know you like money. I hate that this is reducing faith. Not merfolk, but there were sea elves and Sawhagen. Howdy, Baldwin. The four grands? Yep, everyone does like money, except apparently Benary. You want to get that faith up there, huh? I want the faith up too, but kind of looking at it like there's no, like, that's no going up, and also it's the patricians anyway, so at least the patricians don't need faith. Yeah. Voting has closed. You just want to see the wedding? Yeah, me too. Of course the queen should attend the wedding. Excellent. The wedding is scheduled for next year. I'll inform the Archduke that you shall be delighted to attend. This kingdom is sliding into madness. I mean, have you seen what they want to do? And the coast's defiance is now insolent. When it's announced that you will attend the wedding, the patricians are naturally scandalized. But the peasants, sentimental as ever, are in favor of your decision. Public opinion turns against the overly strict church. Oh, dang. It was faith everywhere. Oh, well. Oh, well. Can we see the Isle of Saul? Ah, yes. Isle of Saul is up here. Alright, we have a clairvoyant visit. The east isn't faced if it makes you feel better. Chief Mad Steve. Also with the three horns. Your greatness, your majesty, Chief Lizard Danger has been having prophetic dreams. It is true, I can part the veil betwixt now and some ways off. Well, give me a prophecy then. I look to the future and it speaks through me, no more, no less. For example, I dreamt of Countess watching the Sky 11 being beheaded. And a plague of bees will bring doom upon Conte Baldwin for Grandee's house.
What? Blood and stars? I can't live without honey on my toast.
Please, your highness, have him foretell the future for the council. We could gain insight into great mysteries. Bees! Alright, just this once. Begin the visions, 50%. Or throw the charlatan into the dungeon. And make Chief Lizard Danger an official council advisor. So authority would go down, farming would go up, trade would go up. I don't really care about either of those, so I'm going to veto that one. All right, do we begin the visions, or do we throw this charlatan into the dungeon? You decide. Harsh. Yep. Oh yeah, that's harsh. You guys are going for the coin flip. Well, that's pretty solid there. That was pretty solid there. You will support a fellow chief in their prophecies? Alright, well, let's see what we get. Voting has closed. 18 nobles voted for all right just this once. Begin the visions. Chief Lizard Danger spreads a dark velvet cloth onto the floor, sits cross-legged, and closes his eyes. After a moment's silence, he gasps. Bad news, Your Highness. Let me gather myself so I may understand what lies ahead. Oh, the challenge failed. Your Highness, I'm sorry, I foresee scarcity, false promises, darkness, and misery. Beware! Beware! Oh no. I'm so sorry, Your Majesty. I'm sure this is all a trick. Come on, get out of here! Chief Mad Steve, 79, hauls him away. Their raised voices fade down the hallway. Sure enough, the Chancellor soon reports a new trade agreement with Ashmead that puts the kingdom at a great disadvantage. Chief Lizard Danger must have known what he was talking about, and our treasury went down by 1,000. Well, shucks. Alright, let's end the season. Alright, so we have our auctions. We got a deer park and a monument, which will decrease farming and increase authority. Fortress increases military. Theater, which decreases authority. A cathedral, which increases faith. And a prison, which decreases stability. Well, I would like the fortress. I would like the fortress and the monument. Those are what I want. So go ahead and begin your funding. Get those wonderful monuments and fortresses built, everyone. Yes, the fortress. Get some more military strength, so we can fight for the kingdom, fight all our enemies. Got all that money sitting in people's pockets too. Let's see. Zuozarase and Farron are the wealthiest of the chiefs by a really high margin. Wow. PGW Chaos and Gnosis Doc are the wealthiest of the counts. And Farsight and Overlord Zorp are the wealthiest of the patricians. Alright. Let's see what we get. Buildings funded. The fortress and the prison. Fair enough. Mad Steve going considerably for that fortress. Good on you. After you brought that charlatan before me, I appreciate that that you have done what's right. Pagan prophecies, a terrible secret, or an island rises. Well, let's see the pagan prophecies first. The Northern Chief's God Speakers have uncovered an ancient prophecy. Let me guess, you think it's all fake? What do I care about some pagan prophecy? Let me guess, you think it's all fake? Of course it's fake. Nothing those pagan gods have ever said or done is real. This is but one of countless myths used to justify the behavior of immature heathens. What she means to say is the chiefs plan to use the prophecy to justify unseating you. True or not, many Northerners believe it. Oh, ninth above. Quite. The prophecy tells of an authoritarian queen who is overthrown by a northern warrior, the savior of the pagans known by names such as the Thronebreaker, the Sword of Valtor, or the Lord Render. That's you, by the way, the authoritarian queen, not the Lord Render. Oh, poop. The prophecy calls for the collapse and death of all false gods, including the ninth, whom Nelquis will lead into a bubbling cauldron disguised as a magical pond. This sounds very heretical. Worse than heresy, Your Majesty. It's a lie. We must strengthen the church in the north. Besides falsifying their prophecy, it might even save a few misguided northerners. The pagans still blindly worship their old gods, however. If we don't act soon, the kingdom will be lost. Alright. Order priests to go north and decry the prophecy as false. That will decrease stability and authority, increase defiance, but increase faith. Invent a counter-prophecy. Allow the prophecy to spread. No one will believe it anyway. I'm going to veto that. So do we delay, or do we order priests to go north? I say we order priests to go north. So which one do you want? Vote wisely, and order priests to go north. So that we can increase their faith. I'm surprised at the number of Northerners going for A. All right, voting is closed. All right, order priests to go north and decry the prophecy as false. The Archbishop mobilizes the priesthood. Emergency sermons are held in every church across the kingdom, warning the faithful to stay vigilant against the pagan lies. All right, faith is up 1 in the coast, up 1 in the east, and up 2 in the north. The North's defiance is now aggrieved, however. Stability is now united, and authority is now ineffective. So that's not the best. Yeah, that's quite possible. It's quite possible. I mean, they have the worst military, so hundreds of priests are sent up north to preach to the local populace, which naturally causes tension with the chiefs. You hope it will be enough. All right. A terrible secret. Your Majesty, terrible news. The counts are deliberately eroding the power of the church in the east. The church has been in trouble for a while. What? Really? But the counts have been the least of my worries lately. It's true. They actually are the least defiant right now. Well, partly that's because they already rebelled and they got utterly trashed, so... Simply a ruse to lull us into false sense of security. What's even more alarming is why they're doing it. The counts are planning to hollow your mind and summon a demon to fill the void to take possession. By the time they're finished, you'll be nothing but a shell. The demon will take over body and soul. By the 9th god. My thoughts exactly, Your Majesty. We must bring this sacrilege to the council's attention. Alright, spread a word about the dangers of demons. Increase defiance, decrease authority, increase faith. Have the queen bathed in holy water twice a day. Delay scheme for 1 season. Counts are hardly a threat. Leave them to their business. Alright. Monarch's Iron Choice. Spread the word about the dangers of demons. So, vote A. Vote A if you want to ensure the kingdom's stability. Or just get them up high enough that they can... Wow. Wow. So many people enthralled by the counts. It's terrible. Can't believe it. It's all baseless, huh? All right. Voting has closed. 14 nobles voted for. The counts are hardly a threat. Leave them to their business. The High Inquisitor storms off to her chambers, but there's nothing more she can do against the counts. Well, that's a problem. Alright, an island rises. I really need to get my authority back up. Your Majesty, Your August Majesty, Your Serene Highness, something most strange has occurred in the Ghost Sea. A new island has risen halfway between our shores and the Isle of Sol. The Finfolk raised it from the depths using their weird ocean magic. It's true, Your Majesty. The Finfolk raised the island to celebrate the marriage of their prince to the Archduke of Sol. They would gift it to him on the day of the ceremony. This is terrible news. That island is of immense strategic importance. We can't let it fall into Solish hands. Send the Queen to conduct secret negotiations with the Finfolk. The Queen shall just attend the wedding as planned, pay a wizard to sink the island back into the sea, send the Queen to seduce the Finfolk prince, sabotaging the wedding. Monarch's golden choice. You want to send me to seduce the Finfolk prince, right? And get a little bit of pocket change. So much for the vow of chastity. Yup. Hey, look, when a strategic island is on the line, sometimes you just gotta make these sacrifices. Gotta make these sacrifices. Yeah. I'm shocked that people like money. Voting has closed. 20 nobles voted for send the queen to seduce the Finfolk prince, sabotaging the wedding. Capital idea. What? No way! You want me to sleep with the fishes? I have always found the Finfolk appealing. You want me to sleep with the fishes? You needn't go that far, but you're unattached, and you'd make a far better match for this Finfolk prince than the Archduke of some rainy little island. Very well, I'll seduce the sexy fishman.
We all admire your sacrifice, your August Majesty. Preparations begin for your clandestine visit to one of the Finfolk's undersea villages. Your Chancellor has heard of magic reeds that allow the bearer to breathe underwater, but such a thing will take weeks to track down. Just ask Cleopatra. At least that gives you time to prepare for your underwater visit, and to buy some waterproof roses.
Alright, we're ending the season. It's not ideal. Inviting a demon. As Conte rides to a remote, unremarkable spot of moorland, soon another joins them. Many peasants are moving east as they lose faith in the church. Priests daren't show their faces in public. Well, farming can't go higher. How delightful. This is the perfect time to make our next move. We must invite a demon to possess the queen. The ancient books describe 2 demons, each attracted to different aspects of the human mind. Alright, so accounts. Are you going to... Do you want to raise authority or raise treasury? Rakamasa, the mad tyrant, the cockroach queen, or Murmuriak, Duke of Greed, the face of all coins? Going for the money, huh? Going for the money. Alright. You guys are going to try to get Murmuriak, Duke of Greed, the face of all coins. Alright, voting is closed. You would summon a seduction demon? According to the grimoires I've read, the Duke of Greed is attracted to individuals who hoard wealth. We must ensure the queen is filthy rich. For the final stage of their scheme, the counts must keep the treasury at least 5,000 for 1 full season. Okay. And Valtor's chosen. Far to the north, an ancient ceremony in a smoky clan hall reaches a fever pitch. Gunhild, the chief's claimant, sits atop a throne of bone, surrounded by god-speakers, chanting in a forgotten tongue.
And thus, with Morgana as my witness, I hereby crown you the queen in the north, the Lord Render, soon to be queen of all the kingdom.
Glory to the the Lord Render, chosen of Valtor. Glory to Morgana in the north. The assembled chiefs roar in chorus with each other. Steins are smashed against one another in celebration. Now we must bring down the false queen in the south and fulfill the prophecy. The only question is how. Alright, chiefs, do you want to lure the queen to the north and sacrifice her in a pagan ritual, lower own defiance, or sacrifice thousands of goats to the old gods and call upon them to intervene, raise own farming? So what do you want? Okay, most of you guys are trying to lower defiance. Alright, you're trying to lower defiance. Voting is closed.
5 nobles voted for, lure the queen to the north and sacrifice her in a pagan ritual. So it is destined, so it will be. Spread the word to all Morgana's children. The throne breaker has risen, and the false queen will fall. But first, we drink in honor of the gods. Mad Martin, even you, no! You invited me to your winter feast. Terrible. More cheers erupt throughout the clan hall. Come morning, there will be a lot of work to do. For the final stage of their scheme, the chiefs must lower their defiance to 3 or less. And the final push. Back in the coast, the Lord Patrician Abcody has met with his co-conspirators once again. Wine is being passed around in good measure, but there seems to be a little cause for celebration. Mad Martin was measuring me up for the Blood Eagle site. Ah, terrible. So rude. Just here for the drinking, take no offense? Not sure that I believe you there, Mad Martin. It's no good. The citizens are losing momentum. If we don't keep up the pressure, they'll go back to living their normal lives in peace. Bah, lazy good-for-nothings. Can't even get off their backsides for one measly revolt. We have to keep them unhappy. Don't allow the queen time to stabilize. The patrician's goal is to lower the kingdom's stability to 4 or less. You just wanted to sacrifice goats. All right. There we go. You know what? You know what? Counts, patricians, you've been wonderful. You really have. You know, I'm not going to take as much taxes. You know? Yeah. You both have been wonderful. So I wouldn't, you know, have some of your own cash. What about the kingdom's treasury? The kingdom's treasury is fine. It's fine. It has plenty of cash in it. Also, the counts discovered treasure worth 500 wealth in a long-abandoned crypt. The other nobles gained 200 wealth. Could take more from the northerners to ensure they don't have low defiance. Yeah, but authority's really bad, and like, what do they need? They need 3 or less. I got 2. I got 2, so. I don't know that I want them to go that much. No, it's good. I feel like being generous. Confirm that. All right, Defiance is now grumbling, and Defiance is now aloof. Excellent. All right, visiting the Finfolk. About your heir, and an invitation. Well, about my heir first. Of course, your majesty refuses to get married, against my advice. There's one other thing you're missing, however, something even more important than a spouse, an heir. You need someone young, whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do the trick, even if they're a bastard, or the youngest of your many cousins. Pretty sure I have a bastard child lying around somewhere. I'll make my youngest cousin heir. Plan to adopt a lowborn child from the orphanage. Yeah, I should have. I really should have. I wonder. You know what? If I bounce out and go back in, it should remember where we were. Alright, so go ahead and rejoin in, everyone. Save's coming for the win, yeah. I realized it afterwards that I mean, I'm not, like, canceling out a bad decision. I just changing the order around. It was a mistake. Give you guys time to get back in. Now there's more chiefs and counts than patricians. Do you want Fishman Child? That should be good enough for now. You guys can still join in.
In a real bra moment when you won a 10% roll and then immediately lost a 90% roll. Yeah. Oh, the invitation moved. Alright, visiting the Finfolk. The Finfolk send a stagecoach made from a giant clam, pulled by seahorses. You equip your magic breathing reed and hop inside. You have more money than the kingdom? I think a lot of people have more money than the kingdom. Yeah, a lot of people have more money than the kingdom. It's sometimes not hard to get more. The clam carriage plunges back beneath the waves, and you are whisked down into the murky depths. A few hours later, you arrive at an undersea citadel of kelp-woven huts. Their prince meets you at a grand table formed of knotted coral. Tiny Finfolk spawnlings swim around your legs as you sit.
Greetings, Your Majesty. We are honored to have such a prestigious visitor.
Ugh, it's cold and wet. Let's get down to business, to defeat the Huns. Wow, this place is amazing.
A whale passes overhead, momentarily dousing you in shadow.
So you're here to discuss my betrothal to Archduke Shomo, and the island I'm giving him as a dowry.
May I ask, why do you have to give him a dowry? This new island could cause a war between your future husband and I. More like Finfolk, am I right? Awooga. First of all, I must offer my congratulations. Whoops, I just dropped a big bag of pearls. Could you pick them up for me? May I ask, why do you have to give him a dowry?
Well, it's a very small island. The Archduke assured me it wasn't worth very much. After all, you surface folk have so much land already.
Actually, the island's worth a huge amount to us.
Very tempted for that one. But I'm also a little worried that it might go poorly. We'll see where some of these go in the meantime.
Actually, the island's worth a huge amount to us.
Oh, really? How interesting. The Archduke told me differently.
Yeah, now that we've gotten that, more like Finfolk, am I right? Awooga. Your clumsy attempt at seduction is beneath the dignity of your office.
Your clumsy attempt at seduction is beneath the dignity of your office. I am to be married soon, remember?
Dang it.
I have no more time for your foolish games. Goodbye.
Dang it. Yeah, I should have chosen that one. Your clam coach spirits you back to the surface. As you wade onto the beach, you gasp for breath. Air never tasted so good.
So, how did it go, Your Majesty? Did you successfully seduce the fishman?
I tried, but it didn't go well.
Dang it! Wasn't a percent chance, yeah.
Well, that's a shame, I suppose.
The Chancellor listens intently as you describe your conversation with the Finfolk Prince.
Most unfortunate, Your Majesty. The wedding will go ahead after all. At least you tried.
Well, we'll see how that goes. No Finfolk Prince for us. I can't reset right now. At this point, it will take what we've done. All right, about our heir. All right, we've already read that, so... How about adopting a lowborn child from the orphanage? We haven't seen that one.
The nobles won't be too happy with a lowborn child being elevated to the status of royal. I urge you to reconsider.
My mind is made up.
I'll make the necessary arrangements.
I'm hoping that will increase faith. Not that that's necessary right now, but it could be useful later. Could be useful later. An invitation. Without a word, Count Preskich 99 II hands you a blood-red envelope. It is sealed with a white wax in the shape of a skull. Inside is a beautifully written invitation to an event called the Crimson Vigil, due to take place on an autumn night late next year. What is this all about?
I can say no more. You must choose whether to accept our invitation or to decline it.
I suppose I shall attend this event, whatever it is. You hope this isn't Kraken Cult initiations? I was hoping... I always want Kraken Cult initiations. I will see you at the Vigil, Your Majesty. I can totally count on the counts, indeed. Alright. Let's go ahead and end the season. Stop the count. No. Call for unity. I don't need more stability. Monarchs vote. No, I'm good with what we got. An island wedding, the Archbishop's request, or a booming crop. Well, let's go to the wedding first.
Your esteemed Highness, in a few days you'll be traveling to the Archduke of Saul's controversial wedding. Surely there's a way we could turn this to our advantage.
We must forge an alliance with Saul. They have fast ships and, with this new island outpost, control over most of the Ghost Sea. Or you could publicly object to this blasphemous union of man and fish. He's not a fish, he's a Finfolk. Bah, same difference.
This is a matter for the council, I believe.
Seek an alliance with Saul, publicly object to the union on religious grounds, just attend the wedding like a normal human being. I'm going to veto the publicly object. Go ahead and vote, everyone! Do we seek an alliance with Saul, or do we just attend the wedding? I mean, the East likes their skulls, you know? It's fine. Alright, looks like we're gonna seek an alliance. I will try not to ruin our situation like I did with the Finfolk Prince. Voting has closed. Alright, 13 nobles voted for us. Seek an alliance with Saul.
Well, the council has spoken. Good luck, Your Serene Highness.
Soon the time has come. You board a ship and sail to the newly risen island where the Archduke of Saul is due to marry his Finfolk groom. Lacking a spouse, you've chosen the Chancellor as your +1.
Oh, I do love weddings, though I always end up in a flood of tears.
At last, the new island crests the horizon. It's an empty little rock, devoid of vegetation, with no buildings except a marquee and a hastily constructed Church of the Ninth. You adore the fact that the figures turn around to exit the scene. Yeah, it's very nice. Although it feels a little abrupt at times. Makes for a little bit of personal mental comedy. But it's packed with people, mostly minor nobles of Saul, who welcome you with cheers and bows. You file into the church. As the ceremony begins... Oh, nice hat. The Finfolk Prince walks down the aisle while the Archduke of Saul waits with clasped hands.
Does anyone here know any lawful impediment to these two people being joined in marriage?
Military would go down, we'd lose some money, lose trade, increase faith, lose authority, increase defiance. I will sit quietly.
Then I now pronounce you married. That's that then. Time for a party!
Everyone crowds into the marquee to get incredibly drunk. As you're making the rounds, chatting and gobbling canapes, you find yourself face to face with the Archduke.
Your Majesty, thank you for coming. A toast to my new husband and I.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a very nice island, isn't it?
Would you be interested in an alliance between Saul and my kingdom?
It depends. What do you have to offer me?
Gold, military support, my gratitude, our finest cuisine. Oh, I can't choose military support. Well, gold!
I do like gold. Very well, an alliance is born. Now, let's enjoy the party.
Alright, treasury is now down to 1,700. Think of the treasury! You celebrate long into the night and wake with a thudding headache. When you arrive back at the capital, the council is pleased that you followed their advice. Oh, poop! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! No, 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 no. This alliance brings us great fortune, Your Serene Highness. The new island proves to be immensely beneficial for Saul, and for you, their new ally. The Archduke is happy to share his trade routes with your merchants. Trade is now monopoly in the coast. Some patricians' wealth has increased. Wasn't expecting 2 points. I guess I should have taxed them heavily. The Archbishop's request or a booming crop. Let's go with a booming crop first. Your Majesty, the yields from the eastern farms are extraordinary. I've never seen their like. The peasants are practically drowning in cabbages. They've even hybridized a new variety of pest-resistant cabbage that cures nightmares. We must assemble a team from the university to study this new crop. It could benefit the entire kingdom. By the blood of the dead, wait a moment. You can't spread our secrets to just anyone. I'll have you know that our produce is very much in demand. We're just in the middle of securing a cabbage trade agreement with Tavalin. These eggheads could disrupt things terribly. Let's see. Claim the hybrid cabbages for the kingdom and distribute widely. Prohibit the scholars and fast-track the Tavalian deal. Pay the council to accommodate the scholars. Everyone likes money, right? Right? Prohibit the scholars and fast-track the Tavalin deal. If you go for that, you get some cash. You know you like some cash. Who doesn't like cash, right? I'll get you cash. I'll get you cash. Do you need money? You're the poorest of the chiefs? You're actually not the poorest of the chiefs. You have a 100 more than Lizard Danger and Mad Martin. Alright. People do like their cash. Voting has closed. Prohibit the scholars and fast-track the Tavalin deal. The Eastern trade agreement with Tavalin goes ahead with great fanfare. Soon wagon loads of cabbages trundle back and forth, bringing vast profits with them. Trade can't go higher, defiance can't go lower. Aware of the secret hybrids for the first time, the chiefs and patricians are not pleased, but they cannot go against the will of the council, no matter how much they argue. Phew. I mean, Lil Bunny, you can vote how you want. You can vote against the interests of your faction. Defiance is now aloof, and Defiance is now insolent. The chiefs hybridize their own large turnips to rival those of the chiefs. Excuse me? The chiefs hybridize their own large turnips to rival those of the chiefs. But when the first crop turns out to be completely hollow, the experiments stop. So farming is now sufficient in the north. Alright, and the Archbishop's request. Our turnips! Your Majesty, I wish to speak to you about the situation in the East. The counts have long been a matter of suspicion for those of us in the Church. But now idolatry and devil worship are commonplace across the whole region. Allow me to send some of my best missionaries to the East. It's for the good of the realm. Let's see. You have my express permission. 70%. Come on, 70%. Wonderful. I will make the preparations right away. The other regions are less than thrilled that you did not consult the council about the Archbishop's request, but it doesn't stop the mission from going ahead as planned. Alright. Authority is now dubious. Fantastic. Defiance has gone up in the north, the coast, and the east. Phew. The results are less than promising. Oh, it failed. After being run out of more than a dozen towns in the east, the missionaries head back to the capital with their tails between their legs. But we did get a little bit more faith there. Still, the Archbishop hopes that their preachings might have laid the groundwork for future attempts. Alright, let's go ahead and end the season. A decision without your say-so? Blasphemy! I am the state. Okay. So, currently that's what we're looking at. Ambitious vassal, false pretender, and long-lost niece. Alright, let's end the season. They don't like that they weren't asked about it. East is low defiance, decent military, and phenomenal farming trade. Just let us not be your religion. It's not too bad. I don't know. So, Swan Trouble, a tasty innovation, and cutting remarks. Dynasty event. Let's leave that for last. We got some Swan Trouble. You're enjoying a quiet game of croquet with your Chancellor when Count Nosisdoc marches across your lawn, arm in a sling. Seven, take us. Look at what your foul beasts have done to me. My foul beasts? My foul beasts? My foul beasts? My foul beasts? Yes, your grace. Don't pretend you don't know what I'm talking about. I was having a lovely stroll in my new deer park when I was ambushed by the feathery white spawn of the seventh god himself, broke my arm with one blow from its wing. As queen, you own every swan in the kingdom. You're responsible for this injury. I demand justice. Oh my god, the deer park. I know. And technically, you do own all the swans in the kingdom, your majesty. That's been a law for at least 100 years. But I'm not sure this means you're responsible for the actions of said swans. Beaten by a swan, yeah. Of course it does, you buffoon! Alright. Cash heals all wounds. Execute the offending swan. Remove swans from the queen's ownership. And this really isn't the queen's fault. I'm going to veto cash heals all wounds. But this really isn't the queen's fault. Start the vote. A seems bad, yeah. A is kind of bad. D. D is definitely the choice. This really isn't the queen's fault. See, Lel Bunny, you could join and you could support your queen, your liege and queen, me. You could work to save the swan. Currently, it looks like everyone wants to execute the offending swan. DJ Birdman bringing us a raid. Go ahead and get you a shout out there. Well, let me go ahead and get that closed. What were you up to tonight? You think foul play was afoot? It may have been. It may have been. We will be executing the offending swan, apparently. The hanging of a swan is a dismal affair, especially because the first set of gallows are too short. At least Count Nosisdoc seems happy. Defiance has gone down. Symphony of the Night. I think I played that one. News of the execution quickly spreads. For some reason, the common folk find it hysterically funny. They start to mock you as the Swan Killer, even though none of this was your idea. That's true. That's true. It was the council's idea. On the bright side, the East is soon doing a fine trade in swan-related memorabilia, although trade can't go higher. Trade literally can't go higher anywhere. If only that meant, like, high cash everywhere, you know? Public face of the council. It's terrible. I shouldn't be the public face of the council. Conte Super Alo. I don't mean to exaggerate, Your Grace, but I believe I have pioneered the most incredible invention in the history of mankind. I was hosting a small party, playing cards with some old friends. I called for a servant to bring me something to eat that was both tasty and convenient, as my hands were occupied. What my servant brought me that evening will change the world forever, Your Grace. It sounds like your servant invented that. Forgot that I still have that on. I should turn that off, but you know what? I might as well leave that on. Yes, and he's my employee, so I own the idea. It's only fair. Behold! They hold in their in the air a plate. Atop the plate are 2 slices of bread with a piece of meat wedged between them. It allows the hungry noble to consume 2 slices of bread plus meat all at once, saving valuable time. Meanwhile, the bread serves as an impregnable barrier, preventing one's hand from being besmirched by meaty juices. Meaty juices. Ingenious, astonishing, magnificent, breathtaking. Oh, that's ingenious. Naturally, since this is my invention, I propose we name it after me. The delicious Super Alo. In a few years' time, I expect everyone to be enjoying a nice Super Alo for lunch. But naturally, this innovation cannot be made available for free. Every time a Super Alo is consumed, I expect a small royalty payment. Alright, so, yes, we can give Super Alo the royalties they deserve. No, Super Alos are too delicious to be controlled. Super Alo shall receive a one-time reward from the treasury instead. Or the servant should be rewarded instead. What was his name again? You know what? The servant should be rewarded instead. What was his name again? Monarch's Iron Choice. The servant is the one who invented this. Super Alo is a great name for it, come on. But you know, I mean, the bread serving as an impregnable barrier for what it holds, you know, I agree with that. And the best thing to put between the 2 slices of bread? Soup. Oh dear. We are giving Super Alo the royalties they deserve, it looks like. Oh, no. Alright, it got tied at 9. I get to break the tie. You don't understand the iron choice for regular nobles? Well, because I was hoping something would happen where I got some authority out of that. There we go. I get to break the tie. 7 take us. He wouldn't have invented this snack if I hadn't specifically requested a convenient meal. Defiance is now grumbling. Authority is now dubious. Despite Conte Super Alo's protestations, the servant is brought before you.
Hello, Your Majesty. Most people call me Footlong, due to my, large feet.
Footlong. I like the sound of that. I prefer calling it Super Alo. We can't call it that. We'll name it something boring. No, we'll call it the Super Alo. We'll call it a Super Alo. Super Alos prove a massively popular luncheon. Bakeries spring up across the east, experimenting with new ingredients. Turns out you can put almost anything between 2 pieces of bread. Especially soup. There we go. That is officially the Super Alo. Cutting remarks. But see, Super Alo doesn't get money out of it. Noble Patrician Overlord Zorp. Your August Majesty, I'm fed up with this new Chemifox contraption. Everyone's using it. Nobles, commoners, priests, they all get their heads chopped off in the bloody Chemifox. Whatever happened to the good old days when nobles were beheaded with a good, honest axe and commoners were hanged like filthy rats? Now there's no dignity in death for the aristocracy. We're treated like peasants. Well, that's because you are.
You love your legacy. Alright, yes, only nobles should be killed via Chemifox. Yes, only commoners should have their heads chopped off by Chemifox. Or no, equality for all means everyone gets their heads chopped off. Equality for all means everyone gets their heads chopped off. Monarch's golden choice. Chemifoxes for everyone. You get a Chemifox, and you get a Chemifox. Chop, chop. Remember, if you choose C, you get money. I'll give you cash. You want to vote C, but you should vote A? No, no. Oh, that's 10 to 10. Voting is tied at 10. Well, I get to break the tie. That means everyone gets their heads chopped off. By the 9th, when did we start caring about equality? The coast's defiance is now aggrieved. The common folk, at least, appreciate your fair-mindedness. Criminals start publicly thanking you moments before they rest their necks on the Chemifox. Stability is up to 9. Oh, it's beautiful. Ah, feels good. Feels good. Can't wait for the queen to have her head removed from her neck. No, no, it's fine. Let's end the season. All right, so we have our 6 buildings to build. A deer park reduces farming for the chiefs. Thieves Guild, which reduces trade for the chiefs. A monument, which increases authority. The observatory, which decreases faith for the counts. Prison, which decreases stability for the patricians, and a library, which increases stability. It is really unfortunate that we have no military buildings. I would like a monument. A monument would be good. Monuments are good. Monuments are good. The library is also good. See, Lil Bunny, you could join and you could fund a library. See? Libraries. Just think about it, Lil Bunny. All you gotta do, !join, followed by he, she, or they, and then put money towards the library. Howdy, Field Marshal PhD, how's it going? Eternally libraries. Well, only if it gets funded. Only if it gets funded. Wow, the counts really want to decrease their faith. They really do not like having their faith there. Well, not much time left. All right, time's up. Buildings funded, the prison to decrease stability, and the monument to increase authority. So, Zuizgond funding 2,500 for the prison, and Carwellis 3,700 for the monument. Alright, let's end the season. Alright, the Crimson Vigil, my heir, and a call for apprentices. Well, let's go for a call for apprentices. See, Lil Bunny, you could have joined. You could have joined. Lord Patrician the Kawaii Bells. Unfortunate tidings, Your Esteemed Highness. A meddling wizard has set up shop in Calopolis. I believe it is Gordius, the Stone Talker. Tell me more about this wizard. Wizards have managed to tame creation itself. They wield untold power and are naturally distrusted by the Church. Even the High Inquisitor wouldn't dare move against them openly. Gordius has dominion over rock and metal and stone, and the deep places of Celestath. He's put out a call for new apprentices, which is a rare event. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for many. Droves of unwashed, glory-seeking citizens from all over the coast are lining up for their chance. Chief Dr. Guess Who?
Not just peasants, I, Dr. Guess Who, have also decided to apply. The competition will be fierce, but those common folk are no match. I will be the most powerful noble this council has ever seen. Howdy, Cappy Brad, how's it going? You couldn't put your clothes on if it wasn't for your servant's help. We can't let this go ahead. We have a potential wizard on the council. To have a potential wizard on the council would present a clear and dangerous conflict of interest. Well, then we shall assemble the council. Gramercy, your esteemed highness. Alright, so we could allow Chief Dr. Guess Who to become Gordius's apprentice, which will decrease defiance and increase defiance, forbid Dr. Guess Who from traveling to Cholopolis, or require she forfeits her noble title in order to become an apprentice. Alright, so, let's see, what do I want? That would be bad. Would that be enough? That would not be enough. Okay. So I'm actually okay with the treasury thing. Because that needs to get over 5,000. You know what? Alright. If it gets chosen, then, actually, no. You know what? I'm going to do that one. I'm going to veto allow Chief Dr. Guess Who to become Gordius's apprentice, because it is actually correct that it is too dangerous to allow a wizard to be on the council. So, are we forbidding Dr. Guess Who from traveling to Cholopolis, or are we requiring that she forfeit her noble title in order to become an apprentice? Start the vote. There are so many events that drain money. That is true. That is true. Alright, everyone is liking the idea of giving me money, apparently. I mean, I also like giving me money, so there's that. It's the less defiant option. That's true. Alright. I guess we're giving me money. Voting has closed. 21 nobles voted for, requiring she forfeit her noble title in order to become an apprentice. I need the money to run the country, just trying to help. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. The Queen's coffers should never run dry. Aw, you guys are so nice. I suppose that is an acceptable compromise. Alright, Dr. Guess Who begins her journey to Cholopolis immediately. So, Chief Dr. Guess Who's wealth has decreased to 0, and the treasury is now 4,600. Her successor, Chief Dr. Guess Who II, inherits her position on the council, but the treasury confiscates the vast majority of her wealth as payment. And she's died. Gordius's presence in Cholopolis attracts all sorts of visitors, though the power of his latent magic starts to wilt crops from miles around. Farming is now only fruitful in the coast, and trade can't go higher. Died, not until the next event. Alright, the Crimson Vigil. The Crimson Vigil takes place in a bleak castle atop an eastern hill. Your journey takes weeks, and your baggage train keeps getting stuck in bogs. Guests at the Crimson Vigil compete on who can dress in the most ghoulish and frightening costume. What did you dress as? So, a ghost in tattered clothing draped with clanking chains for lose 50 gold from the treasury. Just your normal clothing. A demon with horns, cloven hooves, and red skin, 250. Or a dragon with gem-studded wings and a golden tail. Oh, I am going to be a dragon. I am going to be a dragon. Authority is now commanding, and the treasury has decreased. Nice. The wings get stuck in the castle doorways, and you keep tripping over the tail, but the counts are in awe at such a display of ostentatious wealth. Oh, look, treasury drain. As you're assessing your appearance, Count Preskich 99 II sweeps in, dressed as a living corpse. Welcome, welcome. Your costume is extraordinary, Your Highness. Truly, it puts the rest of us to shame. Well, I mean, as it should. Please remember to stay in the upper levels. The dungeons are out of bounds. In the ballroom, you find the counts gathered, all dressed up as frightful monsters. Wolfmen, pumpkinheads, witches. A waiter glides past, holding a tray of Super Alos. A pianist plays a mournful tune. Delicious Super Alos. The Crimson Vigil begins at midnight. What role will you take? A mourner, or are you willing to portray a hound of the betrayer? Can you tell me more about these roles? Surely you are familiar with our customs, Your Majesty. If you are unsure, you should stick to being a mourner. Well, I will play one of the hounds of the betrayer. The counts gather. After Preskich 99 II delivers a short speech about remembering the old ways, a flaming crown is placed upon his head. I will be playing the Queen in Exile this evening. The hounds of the betrayer will try to catch me, but fear not. I am swift as a falling star and old as the hills. My guess is that it's just like a generic thing like canapes, because we had something where it said canapes before, and I wonder if that would be replaced with Super Alos. Let's chase after the Queen in Exile. Preskich 99 II runs down the corridor, flames licking behind him, and you give chase. A dozen other hounds of the betrayer run alongside you, howling and yipping enthusiastically. Somehow, despite the silly costume and massive flaming hat, Preskich 99 II is quick on his feet. Catching him won't be easy. Head back to the mourners without catching your prey. Defiance will go down. Chase after him, 40% chance. Slip back to your chambers, abandoning the game entirely. Defiance would go up. You know what? Let's chase after him. Why not? It's a 40% chance. And I know it has a risk of something bad happening. Good crossbow will help. Despite your stupid wings getting stuck in doorways, you grab hold of Preskich 99 II and drag him back to the circle of mourners. That succeeded. The ceremony concludes with a mock execution and a bottle of very expensive red wine spilled over Preskich 99 II's head. After that, the music is more cheerful. The counts dance and chat long into the night. At dawn, you board your carriage and begin the long journey back to the capital. And authority is now imperious. Nice. Excellent. And now, my heir. I should be able to catch you. You have a bad back. Can't run all that fast. I mean, I had giant wings, so, you know. Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. Should I die, I ask that my crown be passed down to... The council hall is filled with nervous silence. My adopted lowborn son, my adopted lowborn daughter, or my adopted lowborn child. Stability will increase, defiance will increase. My adopted lowborn daughter. Thought it was kind of fine to lose that challenge because the Queen in Exile wins canonically. Yeah, I was actually expecting it to be like something bad would actually happen if you won that challenge. But I guess the what you get out of it is an increase in authority. I think if you fail it, you get a drop in defiance, if I remember correctly. My adopted lowborn daughter. The silence continues except for a few stifled coughs. After the awkward pause is stretched out to over a minute, there's finally some sporadic applause. The nobles don't appreciate you in inducting a lowborn child into the royal family, but whether they like it or not, by designating an heir, you've cemented the stability of the kingdom. Alright, stability is now peaceful, defiance is now mutinous in the north, defiance is now mutinous in the coast, and a defiance is now insolent in the east. Your Greatness, may I be the first to congratulate you on adopting an heir. What is her name? Vladena IV. Gods are good, Your Majesty. I'm sure little Vladena IV will grow up to be a chip off the old block. Congratulations on finding an heir. Now you just need to fulfill your ambition to win the game. Expect a visit from the Spy Master soon. Alright, let's end the season. Alright, trade bonus. The Counts sell a cursed idol to gullible Danaan merchants for 500 wealth. The other nobles gain 200 wealth. Alright, well, I'm not going to bribe... Well, you know what? I am going to bribe the Counts and the Patricians. I think I will keep the Defiance here, because they need it to be 3. Having a cushion of 3... No, it's just one of the other fantasy realms. Tax the chiefs. Think of the treasury. I am thinking of the treasury. It's fine. It's fine. If I do that and that... Yeah, no. Well, you know what? They're only at 4. It's fine. I can do a common tax here. There we go. Let's confirm that tax. Alright. Defiance is now aggrieved in the coast. Alright, a spot of heresy. Your ambition. And the Stone Maiden. Ooh, the Stone Maiden sounds interesting. Let's check that out first. My new heir will have no money. Yeah, I mean, that might happen. That might happen. Count Carwellis. Behold, your grace. Oh. Everyone looks a little frightened back here. Count Carwellis pulls aside a tarpaulin to reveal a granite statue of Count Faramir. The statue is impeccably detailed, expression a frozen grimace. Faramir, I think you might have been petrified. Builds a vault with a diving board over the pile of money. How much do you guys have? 7,400, 5,650, 8,050. Wow. Yeah, you guys. Some of you guys are really rolling in cash. Just a little stoned is all. Yeah, that's fair. A sad sight, is it not? A gift for me? The sculptor is most talented. That's not a statue, is it? A gift for me? No, Your Grace, this is no statue. It seems the Stone Maiden is abroad in the east. Why, no, she's abroad. She's called the Stone Maiden. This is no laughing matter. I mean, it kind of is. She's a walking statue with burning yellow eyes. All who meet her gaze are turned to stone. She sleeps for years at a time before waking and terrorizing the kingdom. She must have ambushed Count Faramir on his latest walk in the cemetery. Please, Your Majesty, we must do something. Count Faramir has died, and Faramir II has joined the council. Alright, so we could hire a wizard to take care of this, send an army to smash this thing to rubble, which only has a 30% chance of working, tell everyone in the east to hide, which has a 60% chance of working, or consult the fairy tales for a solution. I'm going to veto the military option. So let's go. Alright, do we hire a wizard? Do we tell everyone in the east to hide? Do we consult the fairy tales for a solution? Which is slightly better than a coin flip. Also, tell everyone in the east to hide. Slightly better than a coin flip. Which will it be? Your father shall be avenged. Oh, wow. Alright. Looks like voting has closed, and we are going to consult the fairy tales for a solution. It was a last-second vote that got us over that broke the tie there. You send for an expert folklorist from Quail University. According to legend, the Stone Maiden always stays far inland, away from the shore. Perhaps there's something there. Hey, it succeeded. That's a solution, a saline solution. She must react badly to seawater. You send a squad of knights, each armed with a blindfold and a bucket of seawater. To your great surprise, it works. As soon as she's drenched, the Stone Maiden shrieks and flees back to her underground lair, where she falls into an immortal slumber. Stability is now serene. Sodium! Hey, it worked in the, the Horror of Party Beach? A spot of heresy? Just a spot of heresy? Chief Boneri II. Your Highness, I'm stunned, outraged, and incensed. I have been summoned to trial by the Inquisition on some nonsense fabricated charge. They're saying a group of church missionaries went missing near my lands. The weather's cold around there. Anything could have happened to them. No one dares defend me on their own. They're too scared of the High Inquisitor. The trial is set, but the Council must intervene, Your Majesty. Never discount the fairy tales. Imagine being a librarian and the king himself summons you to talk about fairy tales. The science and horror of Party Beach is so weird, yeah. Though she remains silent, the Council is keenly aware of the High Inquisitor's steely gaze from across the chamber. Your predecessor was a conspiracy theorist, you were more sane? Yeah, but you're also a heathen, so, you know. So we can search for a witness to defend Chief Boneri, which has a 100% chance of working. Help the Inquisition gather evidence against Boneri, only a 20% chance of working. Or suggest he pray for a good outcome. Monarch's Iron Choice. I'm gonna search, you know, if we search for a witness to defend Chief Boneri, that sounds like that'll work. What do you want? Should the Inquisition gather evidence against Boneri? Or should he pray for a good outcome? Or will we search for a witness to defend Chief Boneri? Unsurprisingly, Chief Boneri is voting to search for a witness to defend him. Somehow I'm not surprised. Alright. Voting has closed. 11 nobles voted for. Search for a witness to defend Chief Boneri II. You distribute a proclamation among the chiefs asking for witnesses of Boneri II's innocence. An authority is now iron-fisted. A northern villager eventually comes forward, saying she saw the missionaries heading in the direction of the frozen lake near Boneri II's estate. Stability challenge succeeded. Indeed, they're soon found wandering aimlessly through the featureless tundra, completely lost and snowblind, but alive. With no dead missionaries, the High Inquisitor is forced to drop the charges and pay compensation to Boneri II, who sends you a small gift in thanks. Aw. Thanks for the 200 gold there. Stability can't go higher, and Boneri has gotten 500 more monies. Ooh, remuneration, exactly. And my ambition. At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be a conqueror. But so far, you've not convinced anyone. The kingdom's army is at best as mediocre at best, Your Majesty. You won't be doing any conquering anytime soon. And everyone's defiance has gone up. Your current ambition isn't working out for you. If you want to stop the nobles from overthrowing you, you need to pivot, change your image. My advice would be to infiltrate each region with loyal spies, defeat their schemes with schemes of our own. But your other advisors have other ideas. Your Majesty, if you help us spread the zeal of the Ninth God, the Church will lend our full support. With the backing of the Church, the nobles wouldn't dare move against you. The common folk are a sleeping giant that even the nobles are afraid to wake. If you become beloved by the peasants, the nobles won't dare overthrow you for fear of revolution. Don't listen to the rest of these fools. Have you heard of the Scepter of Sages? It's a lost artifact forged by Queen Alma the Wise. There's a legend that any queen who recovers it will rule over a golden age. Alright, so we could create a kingdom-wide spy network, which we've done before. We could get elevated by the Church to the status of a living saint, which is authority and faith. Authority's good, faith not so much. Become beloved by the common folk, stability and farming. Farming is pretty good, but we've also done that one. Create a kingdom-wide spy network is stability and trade, which would be really, 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 really easy. Or recover the Scepter of Sages. Faith and trade. Faith is terrible, but trade is good. Let's try that one. A wise decision, Your Majesty. I'll begin sending out adventurers to track down the Scepter's location. But adventurers aren't cheap. Your priority is to raise the kingdom's overall faith and trade as much as you can. And of course, there can't be open rebellion among the nobles.
Alright, let's go ahead and end the season. So ends the winter of our discontent. Alright, swing votes, monarchs vote, or anonymous voting. Now, I'm pretty happy with what I've got right now. So let's go ahead and end the year. Sigils in Stone, Wizardly Meddling, and Ambition the Scepter of Sages. Let's wait on that one, see if we can bump up anything a bit. Wizardly Meddling, let's go for that first. Chief Dr. Guess Who. Gods be good, how many times do I have to tell you? She's not my responsibility anymore.
It was your mother who stole all my gold. Someone must pay.
Oh no, Farsight 3 the Third's wealth has decreased from 8050 to 7300. How terrible. All of your gold has been stolen, apparently. Now begins the spring of discontent. That's true. Discontent is pretty high amongst the nobles. You won't miss it.
Have mercy, Your Highness. The former Chief Dr. Guess Who turned up at my estate demanding my jewelry and valuables, saying they were needed in Cholopolis for research. She kept babbling about strong electromagnetic fields or some such nonsense. I warned you, wizards always cause trouble.
Alright, wealth is too low. Force Chief Dr. Guess Who II to pay for her mother's theft. Compensate Farsight 3 the Third from the treasury. Summon the wizard to answer his apprentice's crime. Or patricians will have to do without their pretty necklaces. You know what? Monarch's Iron choice for compensate Farsight 3 the Third from the treasury. He should be compensated. Of course, we could also summon the wizard and see what happens there. You know? What dangers could there possibly be with summoning a wizard? What dangers could there possibly be? I'm surprised at the number of people not at the number of people voting to compensate, considering that costs me money. And some groups want that treasury to go higher. We'll compensate Farsight 3 the Third.
But what about Dr. Guess Who, Your Serene Highness? This solves nothing.
Authority is now oppressive, treasury is now 2800, and Lord Patrician Farsight 3 the Third's wealth has gone back to where it was. He continues to grumble as he scoops your gold into a pouch. His words prove to be right, as more patricians are soon deprived of their valuables. Chickens, cigars, family heirlooms, and a few prized hogs. Not the hogs! All in the name of progress, or so Dr. Guess Who claims. So Defiance is now furious, and some patricians' wealth has decreased. Well, Farsight 3 the Third also lost a little bit of money. Alright. Sigils and Stone. Lord Patrician Field Marshal PhD. Your esteemed highness, lamentably there have been some strange things happening at the newly built prison. But I'd rather keep it quiet for now. The other nobles can be so judgmental. I don't want people to think I don't have a grip on my prison. Tell me more, I'll keep it quiet for now, or no, we'll open it to the council. But tell me more. Odd symbols being painted on the bricks of the prison. No one knows where they're coming from, or those who look at them too long grow restless and feverish and must flee. Sure, I'll keep it quiet for now. That's fine. My humblest thanks, Your Esteemed Highness. What should we do, Your Serene Highness? It's horrible for visitors. Just paint over them. Set troops to guard the area. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. Just paint over them. Lord Patrician Field Marshal, PhD, hires some peasants to give a fresh lick of paint to the prison. And, their wealth has decreased from 600 to 450.
They're still the wealthiest, that's true. As soon as new symbols appear the next dawn, they are painted over before midday. That went smoother than I expected. Hopefully this is the last we'll hear of it. I'm sure that'll be the last we hear of it. What could possibly come from that? Ambition, the Scepter of Sages. Your Majesty, I have the most exciting news. Our hired adventurers have discovered an ancient manuscript hidden deep beneath the mountains. It speaks of the Scepter of Sages, and it was written by Queen Alma herself. Worried about what would happen to the kingdom after she died, she hid the Scepter of Sages so her enemies couldn't find it. Good work, Treasurer. It's in a warren of caves within the Black-Wheeled Forest, Your Majesty, near to the capital. It's been under our noses this whole time. I've taken the liberty of sending out more adventurers. They'll clear the area and get inside. Excellent. Send them on their way. As you wish, Your Majesty. As soon as the adventurers return, the treasurer comes to you with the news. Have they found anything? Oh, a 100% chance success. Oh boy. Yeah, out of your own pocket, yeah. I mean, you're the one running the prison. Have they found anything? Most delightful news, Your Majesty. The adventurers have found a golden door beneath the forest, which matches the description in Queen Alma's manuscript. Trade challenge succeeded. A golden door? Break the hinges and sell it. Wonderful. The scepter should be hidden within, but the Scepter of Sages can be found only by a monarch who is strong of purpose and true of heart. That's me! Yes, indeed, Your Majesty. I'm sure I agree. Can we loot the door? I did have that option. I chose not to take that one. But unfortunately, it's not me who decides. Queen Alma wrote a ritual for the monarch to prove themselves worthy of the scepter. If we go to the cave, I can read out the relevant passages while you set it all up. You make the arrangements, bringing a procession of horses, food, drinks, adventurer guides, and a little traveling desk for the treasurer to the Black-Wheeled Forest. The adventurers lead you inside the cave, holding flaming torches to light your way. Soon the tunnel grows horribly cramped, and you bend double to squeeze through. You walk for what feels like hours. Just as you might have lost hope, you reach a golden door, exactly as the adventurers described. It will open only for the faithful. Close your eyes, Your Majesty. Concentrate. Oh boy. 20% chance. 20% chance. Breathe. Your focus scatters, and you open your eyes. Dang it, failed. Don't worry, Your Majesty. Maybe if we go back to the palace and pray for guidance. You return to the surface far more quickly than you descended, blinking away tears in the sudden sunlight. To improve your chances of victory, focus on increasing the kingdom's faith as much as possible in the next 2 seasons. The challenge will decrease in difficulty with each failed attempt. Should have gone for the easy options. I mean, at least we're at a point where, like, we've passed one step already, so that's pretty good. All right, end the season. All right, I have my chosen successor there. Let's end the season. Carved symbols, a curious curse, and a contested wreck. Well, let's go to the contested wreck. Chief proper job. An opportunity, Your Majesty. A Kirth ship sunk last week just off our coast. I request permission to salvage the wreckage. Kirth vessels are always full of valuable things. How is your faith determined? So, I'm guessing that it's like an average between the 3 or something like that. And I think that for these, it was like an average of the trade. Since trade is 10 across the board, it was just a guaranteed success on that one. Lord Patrician Cappybrad. Wait. It might be off your coast, but it's in our waters by the 9th. In fact, it's closer to our city of Hythos than any of yours. But you ceded those waters years ago in exchange for a chest of silver. You were having money problems. Your Majesty, esteemed council, don't let this liar fool you. Alright, so we can allow the chiefs to salvage the ship, which has a 70% chance. Allow the patricians to salvage the ship, but return any bounty to Kirth. Or we can leave the wreck alone. You know what? Monarch's Iron Choice, relieve the wreck alone, which is a 90% authority chance. That's what I would like to see. We got the best chance of working on it. So go ahead and vote for what you want. Absolutely no one is voting to leave the wreck alone. It's the thing. Counts, come on. You don't have a say in this. Come on, you can get in there and swing this to my favor, right? There are more counts. Come on, counts. Do it. Dang it. All right, looks like the patricians are going to salvage it. Voting has closed. 8 nobles voted for. Allow the patricians to salvage the ship. What? But it's in our waters. Defiance is now enraged. Defiance is now aggrieved in the coast. Move over. The council's word is final, isn't it? The operation goes ahead and yields a great bounty for the patricians. Spices from Atesh, Salish pearls, and a strange music box that sends everyone to sleep. Some patricians' wealth has increased and the challenge succeeded. Alright. A curious curse. A giant glass globe filled to the brim with murky water is wheeled before the council. The fishbowl contains Lord Patrician Zuizgond suspended in liquid. He pokes his head above the surface. Your esteemed highness, most infuriating circumstances befallen me. Good grief. What happened to you? No. In fact, can I get you some fish food? This is no laughing matter. I mean, it's pretty funny. I have been cursed by a sea wizard. He inflicted me with these gills, so I can't leave the water for more than a couple of minutes. What did you do to anger this wizard? More fish people in the patricians, yep. I happen to own a tannery that is polluting some picturesque beach he likes. How was I supposed to know? I demand you arrest this maniac and force him to remove these gills. You know, arresting a wizard seems like a great option. So we can send a squad of coastal soldiers to arrest the wizard responsible. That seems like an absolutely terrible idea. Send a diplomat to politely ask the wizard to reverse the curse. Close down Lord Patrician Zuizgon's tannery. Or we can send the wizard a hamper of fine cheeses and a bottle of wine. We are going to veto sending soldiers. Alright. What do you guys want? Send a diplomat. That seems like the best option. But you can close down the tannery as well. Send a bottle of wine. Is admittedly amusing, but also it's going to piss off the patricians. Alright. Looking like we're going to be sending a diplomat. Oh, no. We're going to be sending some fine cheeses. Looks like we're going to be sending some fine cheeses. Send the wizard a hamper of fine cheeses and a bottle of wine. How dare you? Defiance is now up to 7. It's a good shape, deserving of some cheese. From then on, Lord Patrician Zuizgond remains confined to his aquarium. The sight of the great glass globe and its glub-glubbing occupant in the council hall quickly becomes unremarkable. Alright, carved symbols. Looks like the issue with the prison has not gone away. Your esteemed highness, you recall the symbols that kept showing up on our prison and were causing people to run away? Is that still happening? Yes, but now someone's carving them, and we've discovered a network of abandoned tunnels beneath the prison itself. I mean, they're probably not that abandoned. The tunnel walls are carved with those very same symbols. When I tried going inside, my legs wouldn't move. I could do nothing but run away. What should we do? Alright, hire adventurers to explore the tunnels. Have the tunnels flooded. Or send a scholar to live with Lord Patrician Field Marshal PhD while she investigates. Alright. You know what? I think that we should hire some adventurers to explore the tunnels. I think we should explore those tunnels. And if you vote for that, you'll get some money. There's money in it. There's money in it for you if you vote A. Do you love money? Sure, we all do. And, yep, people do love their money. Alright, looks like we're going to send some adventurers. Hire adventurers to explore the tunnels. Alright, Treasury is now 1850. Defiance is now a mutinous. That has gone down a little bit. Field Marshal PhD hires a group of adventurers to delve into the tunnels. Ah, so we are to get into the tunnels and explore them, yes? No, that could damage the prison above. Please, just be careful. Oh. I think this is supposed to be the adventurers. Oh, yes, it'll be fine. Nothing could go wrong. On the day of their descent, crowds of coastal citizens gather to watch and cheer. The adventurers do not return for some time. Alright, looks like we're going to have to wait until the next season to see what, Oh, explode. Oh, oops. Still one letter. You know it goes against the account scheme, but you do like money. Alright, let's go ahead and end the season. Alright, so we've got auctions for decrease farming in the Chief's Land, an observatory to decrease faith. We've got a fortress in the Counts to increase military, which is something that I would like to see, a monument to increase authority. The patricians have an aqueduct to increase farming, that would be good, and a prison to decrease stability. So my choices would be the fortress and the aqueduct. So if you are a good and loyal noble, vote for C and E. Howdy, Drew to Plays. How's it going? So C and E are the best choices. You know you want them. You know you want them. More prisons for the patricians to be finding cursed tunnels in. Yeah, it seems like they might be going for that. C and E, come on. C and E. I mean, more farming and fortresses means better options on events. There we go. There we go. Getting that fortress. That's something at least. Oh, I think there might have been a last-second swap there. The observatory bumped back up, and the prison has been built. All right. That is disappointing, guys. It's very disappointing. A tunnel dweller. Ambition the Scepter of Sages. Okay. And wizard troubles. Isn't it the third prison we built? It might be. It might be. Yeah, people. It's almost as if people really want to get this stability down to 4 or less, and yet I'm not letting that. Wizard troubles. Lord Patrician the Kwai Bells. More troubles in Chalopolis, Your Serene Highness. Ever since that stone-twisted monster Gordius took up residence there to train his apprentices, the surrounding fields have withered. The soil is turning to stone, and a number of citizens have been struck with leprosy. See, you should have built the aqueduct. Alright. Can't do anything about wizards, leave them alone. Why would he do such a thing? You know what? We can't do anything about wizards. Leave him alone. I got a 90% chance with my authority. So you'll just let him do whatever he wants? Some queen! Authority challenge succeeded, and Defiance is now furious. The fields continue to wither and die until people inevitably start to starve. Most of them move away, turning Chalopolis into a ghost town. Farming is now sufficient. It takes months before Gordius abruptly departs. By then, Chalopolis has become an accursed stain on coastal maps. You know, I mean, you guys had the option of getting a getting an aqueduct, and you chose not to. A tunnel dweller.
What ho, your majesty? We found something beneath that coastal prison. No loot, alas, but a man, sickly and pale. He claimed not to have seen sunlight for years. He's been sneaking out to draw those symbols under cover of darkness. He's saying that the symbols are protective wards to keep the building from harm. I'm not so sure. He seems harmless, but completely unhinged. Harmless? It's evil magic, that's what it is. This warlock can only be cleansed with fire.
Alright, burn the warlock. He's harmless. Let him get on with it.
Get on with it?
Throw that symbol-obsessed fool in jail. Well, you know, Monarch's golden choice. I think we should burn the warlock.
Burn the warlock! Burn the warlock!
And if you vote for it, you'll get money. You'll get money. I know you like money. Money, money, money. Oh, it was so close for a while. Come on, burn the warlock. Come on, you guys are passing up a good witch burning. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. This is terrible. It's terrible. Voting has closed. He's harmless. Let him get on with it. Faith is now agnostic. Despite the High Inquisitor's protests, you put the coastal prison out of your mind. So do the peasants. Indeed, the artistry of the symbols becomes well known across the coast, drawing tourists and admirers. Trade can't go higher. Stability challenge succeeded. See, guys, look, we could have actually gotten some good stuff out of that. And you chose not to. Chose not to. It's terrible. Terrible. I need some new nobles, clearly. Alright, ambition, the scepter of sages. With the treasurer and your adventurers in tow, you return to the cave door. My faith is literally decreased in the time between. Alright, I got a 30% chance now. Let's breathe. And I failed. Your focus scatters and you open your eyes. Don't worry, your majesty. Maybe if we go back to the palace and pray for guidance. Return to the surface far more quickly than you descended, etc., etc. Yes, I'm trying, game, but the nobles... I don't want to let that happen. I will save the game by ending the season. Kirby Pink. Alright. Let's see. What are we looking at if I do this? Okay, yeah, that's not good. I'll go ahead and bribe the chiefs. Keep that low. Alright, let's go ahead and confirm that tax. The chiefs invest wisely in local breweries, making 500 wealth. The other nobles gain 200 wealth. Apparently can be bribed, yep. An old debt. Comet sighting. The Archbishop's request. Oh, no, I didn't actually mean to click on that one, but oh well. A blood red comet was spotted in the night over the north, Your Highness. The common folk are claiming it is a terrible omen. The common folk are on the verge of panic. Is there anything I can do? I'll tell them there's nothing to worry about. 85% chance of working. You deliver a speech reassuring the peasants of the north that the comet isn't a good or bad thing. It's just a thing. Probably the ninth god riding a chariot or whatever. Authority challenge succeeded. Fortunately, the common folk take you at your word. After all, if the queen says something, you'd better listen. The peasants go back to work in the fields, ignoring the comet entirely. Excellent. Unfortunately, we didn't get a boost in faith, but that was a 5% chance, so... Your Majesty, it is with regret that I have another request to make, this time concerning the situation in the north. Too long have the northerners been allowed to worship their heathen tree gods in brazen defiance of the ninth god.
Allow me to send some of my best missionaries to the north. It's for the good of the realm.
I have to bring it to the council. You have my express permission. 80% stability chance.
Wonderful. I will make the preparations right away.
The other regions are less than thrilled that you did not consult the council about the Archbishop's request. But it doesn't stop the mission from going ahead as planned. Oh boy. Authority is now tyrannical, 10. Defiance is now enraged in the coast. Defiance is now mutinous in the coast. And Defiance is now treasonous in the north. Your stable and prosperous kingdom gives weight to the missionary's words. How else could the kingdom be doing so well if not blessed by the ninth god himself? Exactly. Stability challenge succeeded. It turns out to be a rip-roaring success. Trust in the clergy is high, and so northern villagers convert in droves, whole cities at a time. Faith is now steadfast. Ho 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 ho! Ho 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 ho! Wow! Oh, nice. Bumped up to 6. The Archbishop is more than pleased. He even diverts some of the new northern tithe to you as thanks, topping up the treasury. 1350 up to 2,000. Nice. Nice. An old debt. Lord Patrician, Ice Sovereign 28. How do you expect me to take this seriously, you crack-brained simpleton? Shut your daft mouth and give me what I am owed, you honorless dog, Chief Shadow Mousy II. What in the seven hells is going on? This pimple-headed lackwit expects me to pay them a huge quantity of gold just because their great-great-grandfather beat my great-great-grandfather in a foot race. Vladena, what happened to Elmandretta? She died without an heir, so it had to go to someone. A debt owed is a debt owed, is it not? Your Greatness, I only recently discovered this debt while combing through my ancestor's journal. Honor dictates that Lord Patrician Ice Sovereign 28 is liable for his ancestor's debt. Died to a bug queen, yeah. Died to a bug queen. By the 9th, this is ludicrous. I demand we put this to a vote. All right. So, do we order Patrician Ice Sovereign 28 to pay his debt? Do we cancel the debt? It's too old to matter. Or do we order Lord Patrician Ice Sovereign 28 to pay his debt plus 2 centuries of interest? I'm going to veto cancel the debt. Actually, no, I'm not. No, actually. The patricians have the best military. Let's not actually piss them off. Monarch's golden choice. Cancel the debt. It's too old to matter. That's actually the better option right now. Because the Chiefs, their defiance can't go up any further. So, who cares? If you want money, cancel the debt. It's too old to matter. Wow. Wow. Come on, guys. Getting money. You get money if you cancel the debt. You know you like money. Do you like money? Sure. We all do, right? Well, all right. Voting has closed. Order Lord Patrician Ice Sovereign 28 to pay his debt, plus 2 centuries of interest. There's no king here. There's a queen, though. The coast is now treasonous. The north is now enraged. Depths below 2 centuries of interest, but I'll go bankrupt. Your great-great-grandfather should have thought of that before he decided to run so slowly. Tell you what, I'll give you a few weeks to sell off the family silver before I expect full payment. All right, Lord Patrician Ice Sovereign's wealth has decreased from 6,100 to 4,600, and Chief Shadow Mousy II's wealth has increased from 4,600 to
This is an outrage! Shadow Mousy 2, you little snake, I'll get you back for this.
Alright. Let's go ahead and end the season. Alright, Royal Gamble. Reverse voting or swing votes? I will stick with what I have. Did not think you had that much? No, you guys, like, everyone is just hoarding cash. No one has been building buildings. There has not been a whole lot of competition for buildings. A horrible haunting, the Scepter of Stages, or a meeting with the Archbishop. Let's go for the horrible haunting first. You have a feeling you're about to die again? Yeah, it seems like that might be a thing. During a meeting with the council nobles, a commotion erupts as Countess Kirby Pink lets out a piercing scream.
By the blood of the dead! Blood and stars, it's here! It's here!
She faints away, falling to the ground with a crash.
By the ninth god, someone fetch water! Oh, she'll be fine.
What was she blabbering about?
By the ninth god, someone fetch water!
A servant runs for water and holds it to Kirby Pink's mouth.
I thought I'd be safe from it here, but lamentably, when we built that deer park on my land, some manner of specter was disturbed, and it's made me its target.
See, you guys, it's your fault for building the deer park. Why would a ghost care about you?
Ugh, are we really entertaining this nonsense?
I hear voices, Your Majesty, little pinpricks in the back of my mind. Just now I saw a horrid gray shape hanging over me, its face a rotting mask. The deer park again, yeah.
We're too old for campfire tales, Kirby Pink.
I beg you, Your Grace, and gathered nobles, come to my aid. We must banish this wraith. Alright, send an Inquisitor to exercise the site. Well, that's not going to work. Research the land on which the deer park is built, or ignore the situation, all will be fine. Well, we're going to veto the send an Inquisitor to exercise the site, because that has no chance. So, go ahead and see what you want. Deer park reduced farming. I have no idea why anyone went for that, because reducing farming is not worthwhile. Like, is there... unless you have a specific thing for it. Wow, just gonna go ignore the situation. You're just trying to max out everyone's defiance here. Wow. Voting has closed. 12 nobles voted for ignore the situation. All will be fine.
Seventh take us. Why does this confounded council never take count seriously?
She storms out. Lizard Danger laughs behind his hand. Okay. Well, a meeting with the Archbishop.
Your Majesty, I have a few messages from some respected members of the clergy.
Is everything all right?
Yes, of course. It's quite the honor, honestly. Your decision to stay chaste in honor of the Ninth God has caused quite the stir, and many people want to meet you.
I mean, as they should.
The High Inquisitor mentioned wanting your assistance in dealing with some heretical items, and a group of reclusive monks have invited you for a visit.
Tell me about these monks.
They live deep within the cave system far to the north, Your Majesty. They sheltered there from aggressive northern god-speakers centuries ago. They're still very reclusive, but I hear they experience intense visions of the Ninth God. You could gain a great deal of wisdom from visiting them.
And what does the High Inquisitor want?
She has a stockpile of dangerous artifacts that need to be cleansed, Your Majesty. Since you have such a close connection with the Ninth God, you are the ideal person to assist with the ritual, though I must say it's not for the faint of heart.
Alright, I've made my decision. The Archbishop waits patiently. I will visit the reclusive monks to the north. It seems like the safer option.
Oh, very good, Your Majesty. I will let them know that you will visit the monastery soon.
Alright. And ambition the Scepter of Sages. With the treasurer and your adventurers in tow, you return to the cave door.
All right. It's now a 70% chance. Yes! 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 Come on! A bright golden light flares behind your eyes, but you keep your breath steady. Faith challenge succeeded. You hear the door rumble open. When you open your eyes, the tunnel ahead is utterly dark. Even the torches do not illuminate it. As soon as you step into the chamber, the torches snuff out. A hideous scream echoes from below. The adventurers scramble into a protective stance, while the treasurer wails. Oh, this is awful, dreadful. I should have stayed in my office. It's fine, we're meant to be here. Shh, is that a spider? It's fine, we're meant to be here. Sorry, I'll stay calm. You put your hands and you put out your hands and feel your way along the wall. Then your fingers touch something. Could this be it? As you grip the scepter, it glows gold, chasing away the dark shadows of the chamber. It looks like a simple wooden staff, like any peasant might use for walking, but the glow is as bright as the sun. It's the scepter, Your Majesty, you've done it! First things first, I'm eliminating poverty. First things first, I need a bath. First things first, I'm conquering the world. First things first, I'll destroy my enemies. First things first, I'm conquering the world. Goodness, well, we must call the nobles first, then tell them the good news. Bearing the scepter, you make your way through the tunnels and back into the sunlit forest. As soon as you return to the capital, you call the nobles to the council hall. Let them sweat. Only a penitent royal may pass. You take some time to have the servants fix your hair, polish your crown, just a few little things to make a queen feel special. Then you stroll into the hall. The treasurer holds a velvet cushion upon which the Scepter of Sages sits. It looks small and ordinary, but you sense the weight of its history. You shall conquer the world if it wasn't for those pesky kids. Behind you, your heir Vladenna IV toddles along, hand in hand with her governess. Count Spockamania, what's going on, Your Majesty? Why have we been brought here? I wanted to call you for a little chat. I have some good news. For me. I have some good news. I wanted to call you for a little chat. The nobles fall silent as you ascend to your throne and settle yourself comfortably. Queen Vladenna has descended to the darkest depths of the Black-Wheeled Forest and has retrieved the Scepter of Sages. Excited and worried whispers ripple around the council hall. As bearer of the Scepter of Sages, the Queen has sealed her destiny as Queen Vladenna III, the Enlightened. How do we know it's real? It could be any old staff. You pick up the scepter. Ooh, stability increase and defiance decrease. You pick up the scepter. The scepter begins to glow, bathing the council hall in warm golden light. The nobles gasp and fall silent. Beside you, Vladenna IV claps her hands in delight. Stability is now serene. The North's defiance is now aggrieved. The coast's defiance is now furious. And the East's defiance is now aggrieved. Rebel time. Cool, a lamp, yeah. It becomes clear that even the grumpiest of nobles will never dare speak against you while you bear the Scepter of Sages. Finally, you are secure in your throne and your kingdom. Aw, thank you guys. Your victory is here, but your future has only just begun. And a Scepter of Sages. You won the game by recovering the Scepter of Sages. Shortly after Queen Vladenna III's reign ended, the Inquisitors raided Conte Super Alo's castle and placed them under arrest for evil magic. As they burned, they screamed the secret name of the seventh god. Unable to convince the peasants to act in time, the patrician scheme fizzled into irrelevancy. Perhaps next time they'd take matters into their own hands, instead of hinging their plans on the whims of common folk. The chiefs decided that the time must not have been ripe. The prophecy was quietly forgotten, by all except the God-speakers, who waited for the right omens to arise again. Backed by the scepter's power, Queen Vladenna III's rule spanned another 15 years of peace and stability. A golden age of prosperity swept over the kingdom. In her will, the Queen instructed that the scepter be reburied to be claimed only by a worthy successor. Alright, game length 4 years, 0 months, 1000 to 1004. Spouse none. Successor, Queen Vladena IV. Queen Vladena III, the Magnanimous. Thought I had another name. Xanderific, raiding with a party of 21. How's it going? Peace and stability reads an awful lot like terror to you. Yeah, maybe. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And only for the nobles. Only for the nobles. So what were you up to, Xanderific? And thank you very much for that that raid. So for the nobles, the wealthiest noble, Farsight III the Third, at 8650. The poorest noble, Cappybrad, at 100. You were brought over by Lord Canis. Well, thank you, Lord Canis. You were playing Ace Attorney. Nice. And for the kingdom, 10 authority, 2,000 treasury, 10 stability, and trade pretty much stayed at 10, 10, 10. Farming actually dropped a little bit for the chiefs and the patricians, but it stayed at 10 for the counts. It's the bees. It's obviously the bees. Military is a 356. Faith is 622, and Defiance 557. But we're not done yet. I'm going to take a short break just to get some more water because my cup is empty. But we will be back to play Queen Vladena IV in just a couple minutes. So I will be right back. I'm going to run a short ad break as well. For those watching on YouTube, we'll be back with the next episode. For those watching on Twitch, don't go anywhere because we will be right back in just a moment.